Still looking at some slowdowns on I-4 eastbound today for those traveling between Osceola Polkline Road and World Drive and between 192 and 535. Still seeing reports of some westbound delays as well between Lake Mary Boulevard and 434. If you see any traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. The best trips are the ones you share. So discover mountains of fun together in Pigeon Forge. Experience hiking in the Smoky Mountains, thrill rides at Dollywood, and even walk alongside dinosaurs. And getting here is easier than ever. Start planning at mypigeonforge.com.
When I grow up, I want to be a car mechanic. Or maybe I can be a scuba diver and work on submarines.
Save for technical and trade schools at a risk-free Florida prepaid 529 plan. Enroll by April 30th and get $50.
This is Greg Trusinski from the Original Mattress Factory. I want to share the story of a couple I worked with recently. After receiving a quote from a competitor for a mattress, they visited OMF and found a mattress that was a great fit for them. They were so pleased with our quality and value that they ended up purchasing 2 mattresses, a box spring, headboard, and frame. Their total at OMF was roughly $400 less than what they would have spent on just the one mattress at the competitor. If you're ready to get better sleep for less, visit us at originalmattress.com.
Hey, Orlando. Brandon Kravitz here. The Orlando Magic are in the playoffs. Tune in to complete Orlando Magic playoff coverage on 96.9 The Game, and you could win a trip. Our partner, Guarantee Media, is giving away 4 days and 3 nights in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or the Dominican Republic, including hotel and airfare for only $99. To enter, just text MAGIC to 96551. That's right. Sun, beaches, and an unforgettable getaway could be waiting for you. Celebrate the way the players do. It's the perfect getaway as we get into the summer months. Immerse yourself in some of the most beautiful islands that this planet has to offer. But don't wait. Spots are limited. Text MAGIC to 96551 right now for your chance to enjoy a 4-day, 3-night stay in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or the Dominican Republic. MAGIC to 96551. Do it now and get ready for the Caribbean. And oh, by the way, go Magic.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. You guys know I've renovated a few homes in my life, and I will tell you, the one thing I don't mess with is plumbing, and here's why. You make a mistake there, it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars. That is one of the main reasons I lean on my friends at Modern Plumbing Industries. Employee-owned and in business since 1975, and they can handle it all. All plumbing service, drain and sewer service, water heater services, gas services, and water treatment services, and that's just where it begins. Contact Modern Plumbing Industries today at 407-327-6000 or learn more at modernpi.com.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. Things are changing fast and no one knows what comes next. Times like these make you realize just how important it is to be prepared. That's where My Patriot Supply comes in. They're America's #1 most trusted resource for survival food, solar power, water filtration systems, and more. Go to preparewithamerica.com to unlock a special offer that'll help you get ready for whatever comes our way. Go to preparewithamerica.com to see the special offer right now. That's preparewithamerica.com.
Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM, HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie starts now.
It is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026. Lots to get to today. Time for something new, to a huge mailbox money opportunity from Trader Joe's and new details about the Sloth World controversy. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. C-Lane is here.
Hello.
Alejandro's with us.
What up?
And so are you. You can join us. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your messages rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Not bad. How are you?
Not great. That sounded weird.
It sounded low. Sounded low.
The intro sounded weird. My God.
And it was missing something.
It was missing what? No, I had all the things. It said the News Junkie is on.
It used to have my name in it, and now nothing.
God, you cut a couple of names out of stuff, Alejandro. His name wasn't in it either, and Alejandro's not complaining about anything today.
I've never complained.
He shot me a look. He said, should I turn it down, he says.
I can't update it every day. You know how this company is. The suits are a little wild. I can't keep up with this stuff here.
We'll just have Dan Stone say every name that there is.
Like the birthday guy who's like, David, Frank, Jonathan, and just would plug them in each day. I used to do that,
Used to do
back
what?
in the day. Back in the day, I had an intro for the show when it was at 5 a.m., right? Early morning version of the News Junkie. I had an intro of the show intro. I have an intro for the show, I should say. And it started, and then it would say, Dan Stone said every day of the week. And then he said every month, and then he said every day 1 through 31.
You made him do that?
Yeah.
When you had a 1 hour, 5 a.m. show?
Yeah.
What a needy, a little bit needy guy.
A little bit. And then I had to piece it together every morning, and it'd be like, it's the News Junkie for a Friday, March 25th, 2026. It's all plugged in there. Nobody loved it. No. Yeah. So, used to that kind of stuff. But yeah, I cut C-Lane out on purpose, and I was thinking about really putting a loud version of my name if possible. Just like something on a bullhorn kind of thing,
Well, yeah, just playing it safe, huh? So you don't have to continue to change it.
Well, nothing about that was loud, so way to go.
I want it to be like a Ricola kind of sound where it just says Sean Wasson, just, Sean Wasson, maybe just read through the numbers on my driver's license, just as much about me as it could possibly be.
So nothing's changed since that 5 a.m. show. Just
no.
Everybody do all the work.
Why did it sound so quiet? Is it me?
I don't know. Maybe.
You know what? Here's what the problem is. The problem is this software that I use to run the audio for the show called Drop Slinger.
Don't even. Don't hate on the software that I created.
The software that runs everything from the show that's what one of the problems is here. That's what we're dealing with.
All right.
Alejandro's hanging out
Sean
with us
today. Sean and I
today.
are going to fight, and Alejandro's the new C-Lane.
There you go.
Get used to being uncomfortable. All right, that's what we have for you scheduled for today. Let's start off as we always do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happened in this great big wide world of ours. And this happened in Hollywood, Florida. Are we familiar? Anybody been to Hollywood, Florida?
My mother grew up in Hollywood.
Really? I did not know that about Mama Lane. What about you, Alejandro? Been to Hollywood, Florida? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I drive by there a lot. I'm from Hialeah, so.
Doesn't one of your kids go to school down there?
No, she's in FSU. She's in
FSU.
She's in Tallahassee.
FSU. All right. So this is somebody in their front yard in Hollywood, Florida, and they have a wheelchair, and they were one of them was on the wheelchair and then started making noises. So the person fled the wheelchair, which is hard to do, on account of being in the wheelchair. It's a hard thing to flee, but they fled, and they said, there's something wrong with my wheelchair. Go outside. Here's what happens from the Ring doorbell camera after the wheelchair started making noises in this Hollywood driveway.
Back it up, Terry. Back up, Terry.
Now, the one thing I could say is I'm really happy that they got out of that wheelchair because it turned into, for those of you who obviously can't see what's going on, it turned into a firework and an explosion, and the entire wheelchair caught on fire. This must have been, I'm just guessing, like a battery failure or something.
I think it was like a lithium battery, because I don't know if I saw a news report on this or just some people tweeting about it, but I saw this video. And much like Alejandro was kind of alluding to the back it up Terry or reverse Terry, where it was like fireworks, because it looks like if this were a 5th or 6th of July video, you would go, well, somebody had a big F up with some explosives, with some fireworks. But no, they were saying that this was like the lithium battery that powers this wheelchair.
It went, man.
And it was supposed to be like, if you hear certain noises coming from the battery, you need to GTFO. Like, okay, you gotta go. And
I could tell you what those noises are. They're this. They ran. Fire!
You were a little late on the fire.
Yeah. I mean, it's just roasted.
So the lady in camera was the one in the wheelchair?
I think it was another person. Yeah, it couldn't have been the wheelchair person. Otherwise, we've solved the problem.
Yes. I think there were signs before the noise.
I think she abandoned it in the driveway because it was wee. It was making all kinds of noise. I didn't do it justice there.
I heard clicking as well. Like there's some clicking is not so good.
Oh, well, they must have known what you said, Celine, because the guy who's staring at it, he's literally staring at this from the Ring doorbell footage, looking at the wheelchair by himself in the driveway. And just like you said, when he hears that noise, he goes running. I mean, the person would have been roasted. Fire, fire. Holy cow, there you go. They all survived, thank God.
It looks like a Temu electric wheelchair.
Might have been a deal, yeah. They might have got a little bit of a deal on this particular item here. The additional details, let's see. It says, a video shows the moment an electric-powered wheelchair exploded in the driveway of a Hollywood home minutes after the homeowner said the wheelchair was inside her house. Alexandria Naya said she had seconds to get as far away as she could. I mean, it kind of is a test. Did she hop out and like roll and squirm, or did she just Usain Bolted out of this chair and figure out the problem wasn't quite as big as she thought it was?
Maybe she was just miraculously cured seconds before she would have been just terribly burned.
Do you think this is how you fix a large number of people in wheelchairs?
Sure.
Is this like throwing a baseball at a
Especially
blind guy?
the liars.
This is like when you throw a baseball at a blind guy just to make sure.
I go, did I just talk over him saying baseball at a black guy?
No, blind guy.
Blind guy.
Yeah, black guy's going to catch it. You know what I mean?
I think they expected it somehow because they parked the wheelchair in the middle of the driveway, no cars around, not inside the house. It could have been much worse.
Yeah, it could have been real bad. Inside the house, the walls catch on fire. There you go. 8 seconds later, it exploded into a ball of fire, the woman said. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. It exploded in a manner with a mounted force. I've never seen anything like it. Oh, here's the pre-show to this. Anaya said she woke up Sunday morning and heard a clicking noise coming from the Zinger-powered wheelchair. I don't know what that is, a Zinger-powered wheelchair.
They're breaded boneless wings.
That's no. It's not. Yeah, it's not the same thing. She recently bought from
her wheelchair turned into a Zinger melt.
Listen to this. Anaya said she woke up Sunday morning and heard a clicking noise coming from the Zinger-powered wheelchair she recently bought from a thrift store for a family member.
Yeah.
There it is.
She got the thrift store wheelchair, and then it blew up in the front yard. She said the chair, which was equipped with a lithium battery, was charging in her hallway, and she was charging the chair with a non-manufacturer charger. Oh, good God. There you go. Well, at least they survived. We have that going for us here today on the show. Quick bit of news. After the show yesterday, sometime after the show yesterday, for the first time since all this stuff went down, I hopped on the phone for an actual phone call, something I do not do much.
Nope.
So much so that if I call C-Lane for an actual call, he's still like, what happened? What's broken?
What did you break?
What's going on? What's the emergency? Last time I called Sealand on the phone was when all this went down, and when Sabrina was laid off from iHeartRadio. So I called her and had a conversation with her yesterday, and there's not too much I want to say about it, but I'll say that I had told you I had a couple of plans, and I outlined those plans yesterday to Sabrina on a short phone call. It was a nice, cordial call, just touching base with each other, and I outlined some plans and ideas that I had on how to proceed, and we batted some things back and forth. And she seemed to be interested in what I was propositioning and what I was putting out there for her. But we got some time here. She's got her birthday coming up and stuff, and we'll figure out what happens next from here. But yeah, I mean, just so you guys know, I've been working on some things, cooking up some plots and plans, and some of it hit her as at least enough to consider yesterday. So we'll see if it works out. I think there's a chance that it could. And that would be interesting moving forward. But regardless, it was a good conversation, and everything seems to be going well, best as it could in her world and approach to her birthday, which I think starts tomorrow. It's still a very long time. It's still a week-long affair when it becomes her birthday.
Mine would be even longer if I were in her position.
Right?
100%.
All of the time that you were getting the company payout. It's like, all right, and you know what? That's fine too. But just had a conversation yesterday, threw out some plans and ideas. It was, I think, well received, and now we wait and see what happens moving forward. In the meantime, we're going to have a lot of friends come in and hang out with us. That's kind of what I like to do around here anyways. Alejandro is one of those people. I'm not sure if he considers us his friends.
Oh, yeah. You guys are the best friends I never knew I needed. Right?
Nailed it. There it is. Folks, he's got some time to learn some of these things. He just heard the new intro for the first time.
He said it louder than the new intro, so that's it.
It wasn't that quiet, man. Is it?
The News Junkie
I gotta
is
pump it.
Something about I wonder if you used a different version of the song this time.
I think I might have. I think I'll work on
the lounge version.
It's not the lounge version. I'll tweak it. I'll get under the hood a little bit. I'll tweak it. We got some additional details coming in on what was happening at Sloth World. I have the actual report that they were mentioning, the incident report where all this went down. Still more insiders emailing me, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, which is good to see. If you want to be anonymous, put that up on top.
When you say the incident report, is this the Florida FWC report where they were basically just verbally reprimanded on the size of some of the cages? And they found there to be no malcontent, like no purposeful hurting of animals, just maybe bad at keeping them.
All I've seen is the conversations from the news articles about this, not the actual report itself. So that's why I was like, hey, if we're talking about this, and if you missed it yesterday, this is some new facility that's drawing like a whole bunch of attention, and you're supposed to go in there and have these sloth experiences. I'm sure you've seen this out there somewhere, Alejandro. And as they were kind of getting geared up to open, what'd you say, in 20 days or something?
Right? I wanted to check their website again today to see if this was an indeed like a programmed countdown, or at the very least updated every day, or if they just throw it up and kind of hope like, all right, it says 25 days or 21 days, depending on which page you're on. I want to look.
All right, well, here's the deal. We got more info on what was going on there. I have the actual report. We'll see what was in there. We got a whole bunch of drama to sift through. We got your emails coming in.
Main page still says 25 days. That's the same number as yesterday.
Okay.
And the page where they want to part you with your money still says 21 days, which is the same number as yesterday.
People are saying the volume is so low. Is the volume so low of the whole show? Where are we at on the board there?
I don't think so.
Is it where it normally is?
Angel was the one that said it. It's no different just because Alejandro's here.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Touched it.
They're trying to blame things on Alejandro.
That is rude.
Yeah, blame the Cuban.
He didn't touch anything. What are you talking about? We'll see. We'll check into this. We got a lot to talk about over the next couple of hours here on the show. Stand by. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
this were written by AI, it would sound way more polite. Luckily, it's just us. Real Radio 104.1, guaranteed human.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still looking at some slowdowns on I-4 eastbound today for those traveling between Osceola Polkline Road and World Drive and between 192 and 535. Still seeing reports of some westbound delays as well between Lake Mary Boulevard and 434. If you see any traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-6768.
Hello, welcome behind the scenes of the show. That's not where I'm doing it anymore. Welcome, everybody. How are we? We got Alejandro on board. What a good guy. Sure, everyone loves Alejandro. We've got everybody joining us from TNJ Chat, Twitch, and YouTube today. It's so good to see you. Activity has been boosted on TNJ Chat. It's boosted. People are going over there and hitting exclamation point podcast and listening to the podcast and earning points in chat while they do it. People are gambling their minds out. I'm losing all my points. Go check it out. Chat.thenewsjunkie.com. Scope mic is way louder than the broad caca. Okay, all right, I'm gonna pull up the stream. If you guys are screwing around, hang on. No, it's not.
Especially the liars. This is like
that's the level.
Baseball and a blind guy ended on the size of some of the cages.
Welcome, everybody. The volume is normal. Why do you guys do this? Why do you guys do this? It is time for a bit of a chat here, okay? It's time for a little bit of a chat. There's something that happens during the show where you guys get roped into a hive mind and everybody starts falling for the same grand delusion. And then I see one or two people talking about it and it catches my attention. And then I see 5 people talking about it and I think, there's no way there's a grand delusion. These people are smart people. They're good-looking people. They're the best of the best. There is no better out there than you. And yet you miss all of these takes so hard. How did everybody just get convinced that there was something wrong with the volume? The volume is totally normal. The volume is exactly where it was at yesterday, minus the intro that I got to tweak a little bit. Trollers. Same as always low? It's not always low. TNJ Mandela effect? Yes. Unironically, yes. The news junkie Mandela effect? Yes. Somebody says one thing and then somebody else goes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the audio is completely low today. We've been saying it for years and you say it's the same as it always is and we carry on until next time. Buddy, I can see right here on the monitor, I can see the audio quality levels. This is a quiet commercial, and it's exactly where it should be for a healthy audio level, actively. I, when I'm talking, am hovering right below the red. So I don't know what kind of cheap speaker you're listening on, sir. But it ain't me. Sean, my radio is turned all the way up, not trolling. Are you talking about like a radio in your car? Or are you talking about the stream? The stream is the right levels. Okay? The stream has not changed. Wax into ears. True. Hey, Ben. Hey, Jason. Hey, Billy Bob's Bacon. Ask Jack what he did when he cut the audio on Amy K. I would be very surprised if it has anything to do with the setup that is going on right now. C-Lane is messing with stuff, though. Here he is next to Alejandro. There's people in the background messing with equipment, too. There's something going on here, everybody. 2 engineers, Alejandro and C-Lane, were all looking like they were in a panic mode in there. I don't know what's going on. We're going to try to sort this out, okay? Here we go. Stand by. We're coming back. Here we go.
A happier, more fulfilled, healthier person.
Listen to 2% on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 2%. That's TWO% to start listening.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Reese Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. 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 Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips@thenews.
So good to be with you here today. Learn more about the show. You can go over to the website. That's at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. I'm never sure when I'm just getting trolled by chat, by the audience, or when there's an actual issue. They go nuts during the break, and they're like, there's something crazy with the volume. Well, there was something wrong on another show, and they made changes. Asked them what they did to the board, and I go, you guys are all crazy. I listened to it. It sounded perfectly normal when I listened to it. And then Courtney's like, they're crazy. She didn't say they were crazy, folks. She said, it sounds totally fine to me.
She texted me, they are crazy.
No, she didn't. I don't want chat getting any ideas that she said anything about them. She just said, it sounds normal to me. And then I look on the video grid where we have everything connected together. We can all see each other. And I see it looked like an emergency in there. There was engineers like crawling all over things and messing with stuff in the studio.
I want to tell a story about that so bad, and I need to give it some time. So.
Oh, really?
I'll just tell it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the second guy was, but we know who the first guy was, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he was giving the darkest tour.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was giving the darkest. I hear him around the corner going like, "These are our sports stations, and this is one of our." And he's giving the tour, and then he goes, "This is our newsroom. As you can see, there's no news people here. There used to be news people, but we laid them all off."
He should dress up as the Grim Reaper when he does the iHeart studio tours now as the Grim Reaper.
I said, listen, to be fair, Sandra's still here. We still have one person. But once she leaves, this used to be a bustling newsroom. Look how built for people it is, and how just empty. Tumbleweeds rolling by newsroom.
What does he do? What does he do when he goes to show them the floor of the building that we used to have that we don't have anymore? Does he just stare down the stairwell and go, iHeart used to reach these distances far beyond these steps here?
We don't have the keys to that suite anymore, and the stairway has been that stairway that was in there, no more. It's cemented over.
Jesus. I thought they'd just give that to Roomba. I thought they had all the money.
He introduced me as this guy speaks Spanish in the mornings. I guess he's speaking English at the midday. Did he say that? Yeah, he didn't expect to see me here. He was very surprised.
So I like it. I like it. Frank's just in reality mode. Frank is speaking all of our minds here. It's like, we used to have an I-team over here. There was 8 people at one time running all the websites. I don't even know if we have websites anymore, if I'm honest with you. I used to work on the websites. I don't even know if we have them anymore. It's quite a time to be alive, folks. But there you go. Okay, we have a lot of stuff to get into.
We're all working for that Dillard's, that one Dillard.
It's the last one, but it's we're chummy about it. We're being positive. iHeart Suits, just in case you're looking in on us today. I did want to share something real quick before we get to your feedback, reactions, emails, dispatches, all that. There's somebody who I cannot seem to get away from. I don't know why he's been all over social media and why there's a backlash on him. But are you guys familiar at all with Big Groove? Do you know who that is on social media? Okay.
Big Groove sounds like it would be on a festival lineup, and I'm like, maybe I've heard a Big Groove song. Maybe not.
Somebody slapping the bass, just like Earth, Wind, and Fire vibes coming out of the speakers. But that's not what it is. Social media is turning on restaurants that book Big Groove. Boycotts are growing as critics argue his content leans into stereotypes and disrupts the dining experience. I'll play it for you in a second. 1.4 million views. I think everything I just read to you is a lie. I think this is people being dumb and not understanding bits and the internet and how viral videos work and all that stuff. The guy's not even new. Like, this guy's been doing this stuff at different restaurants where he does food reviews for a very long time, and he has his own style, and he goes very viral for doing this. You might recognize his voice. Here it is.
Oh my God!
All right, he's carrying in what appears to be an absolutely massive plate, and I mean like 3 foot wide plate of food back to the table.
It looks like he's holding a paella pan, but it's just like a mountain of food on top of it, like inside it.
It's like meatballs and nachos and wings. It's just preposterous, the size of this thing. It could be a table if you put 4 legs on the side of this thing.
Look at all this chicken!
All right, sets it down. Onion ring.
Not enough chicken! You know what time it is! I got my big fork handy!
He dunks the meatball. Shark bite, he says, as he bites it. You might have seen this guy, right? And the idea from watching these and like this backlash against this guy is that he's obnoxious and that he's ruining lunch or dinner for everybody else in whatever restaurant he's filming this. But I think everybody's just dumb. Like, I think everybody knows what's going on. In fact, I've seen another video. I'll play the audio for it in a second here. The other video that I've seen on this, afterwards, people clapped. And Heroin Bob says, this guy's obnoxious. Yeah, but isn't that the point? Like, I think he's just going in and doing a stupid video, and I think people have fun with it. Now he dances, right? I hope somebody's eating that food.
Dude is ripped. Yeah, I would hope so, too.
All right, here's another one. He knocks over a bunch of cups. Sniffing on the Euros. Dunking him into a giant bowl. Big bite, right? Now, wait. He did. See? See, like, people are like, he's rude. He's like causing chaos in these restaurants. I'm not going to any kind of restaurant where this guy reviews stuff. I think you're just not in on the bit. Like,
well, yeah. I would imagine that all the people that are clapping behind him, they weren't people that just went to have lunch there that day, like randomly, and there just happened to be Big Groove doing his Big Groove thing.
Yeah, I bet if I look for Big Groove TikTok or something, I bet this guy has millions of followers. I'm not for it. I don't really care. But yeah, 6.5 million followers. All right, bodybuilder, foodie, dancer. His videos that I'm looking at have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views on all of them. 8 million on some of these, right? Like, people want this guy to go into the restaurant, I'm sure, and do his stupid shark bite thing and stomp around. And everybody's so dumb on some of these social media platforms that they're like, this guy is a menace to society.
With as jacked as he looks, I wonder. A lot of people on the texting service are just saying he's annoying. Yeah, I kind of think that. I think he's annoying, but
I think he knows he's annoying.
Sure,
I think he too knows he's annoying. I think he's doing it for like little kids who are watching.
But I am curious with the look of this man, how much of that food he actually swallows. Like, you know, he's like, shark bite, and then takes the bite, and then he's like, okay, got it.
Spits it all out. I hope he gives it to the homeless or something, for God's sake, because the plates of food in front of this guy are nuts. I really think when I see something like this is a thing where it's a bit. It's like when people get or don't get radio bits. And you could do some bit on the radio, and people are like, oh, my God, did you hear what happened on this show? My God.
He's probably a really cool guy and just did this once and went viral. And now he's stuck with that character. He hates it, but he gets paid to go to these places and do that.
Alejandro, you're so right about that, because I've pointed this out numerous times about when you get one thing that gets traction on a TikTok or an Instagram or something, all of a sudden you feel pigeonholed into having to do that thing.
Right.
And if that thing hurts you in any way, you're screwed, buddy. You got to do it. You are screwed.
Keep going.
And the one that I always talk about.
Oh, no, I went viral for putting a nail through my testicles. Well,
it worked.
We better go to Home Depot. Just get ready.
The thing I always talk about this, Alejandro, is there was a guy who had, I thought, a hilarious bit, is where he decided he would rate, or he would sort of, convey his level of pain to you by hurting himself while holding a harmonica in his mouth. So he would do different things like tase himself, and then you would hear honk, 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 from him breathing so heavily. And then it's like, oh my gosh, that's funny. Now you have to do every single painful thing with a harmonica in your mouth.
Can you imagine it? Like, you're locked in your room and your kids are going, what's going on with Daddy in there? Why is Daddy yelping and making all this? Oh, well, this is how Dad makes his money now.
Dad's doing that video where he gets stung by a bee with a harmonica in his mouth.
Right, yeah. Dad has to let 50 bees go in the bedroom so that he can have them swarm around him. I've seen that guy, Zealand. My first experience with that guy was he had the harmonica in his mouth, and he was dropping large, heavy objects on his feet,
right,
to see if they would get a reaction out of him. Like, he would go, "Whoa," and then the harmonica would make a noise. It's like, we used to have jobs like carpenter and plumber and like car mechanic, and now even Homer Simpson worked somehow at a nuclear facility. And now this is a gig. Like, this is a job that somebody has, and it's kind of unbelievable. Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a look at some emails real quick, and then I'll get to the Sloth World update here. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Actually, let me save these, because the first email that's anonymous is about Sloth World. I'll use that after we get into that segment. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to the Sloth World report. We'll get to the anonymous emails coming in. We have an update on that couple that had the IVF mix-up, and they're both white, and they looked and they said that when she gave birth, the baby was black. And they're like, it's great and all, but this is not what we were expecting. What happened here? What went wrong? They found out what happened. They found out what went wrong. So we have an update on that IVF mix-up story. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
You can call me Puzzle Master.
Definitely not going to do that.
How about Big Daddy?
The Jim Colbert Show.
Hello, welcome to the show. Skull mic activated. Missy says, I was really hoping not to get pissed off during the show today. What are you pissed off about? What happened? What happened? What are you upset about? Mr. Predicto, is Missy going to have a meltdown today on TNJ Chat? Everything points to yes. I was was worried about that. I was. The sloths, hey, I agree with you. Sometimes you hate to hear these things, but do we all agree that it's important that we shine a light on this? I think it is. I think it's important that we shine a light on it. We'll laugh. We'll do all sorts of other stuff. We'll get into a bunch of drama today. But if we could shine a little bit of light on what's happening at this place, find out if something bad is happening, and maybe make sure these animals are in a safe spot, I think that's worth it. You know what I mean? Chef Adam picking up 1,000 points from Bootsy. Chef Adam, what great compliment did you give her? I asked, the rumors are that if you really lay it on with Bootsy Moonshine over on TNJ Chat, you will get gifted stars. It's like, hey, just wanted to let you know you're the most amazing mod that there's ever been. Oh my God, your comments on the show when Sean reads them are the funniest I've ever heard. These kind of things. People should know about the Slothacost. Oh, God. The Slothacost. The Slothacost goes hard. Bootsy says, I give to the poros. I'm pretty much Mother Teresa. Stephen Fee said, what am I, chopped liver? Look, all the mods on TNJ Chat like to be greased up a little bit. All right? Like, hey, don't just come in here demanding things. Come in here and say, whoa, hey, you are so fantastic. I hear about you on the show all the time. And now we see it working. 1,000 stars. Happy birthday, Darth. Let's hear it for Darth. Happy birthday, Darth. Are you on my sheet? You're not. You're not on my sheet, otherwise I would have mentioned it on the air. You have to go to chat.thenewsjunkie.com and set your birthday on your account to get on the sheet. Come on, Darth. Save the sloths? Hell yeah. I hope so. I'm going to show you the actual report on this Sloth World place. Like, I have the actual report, photographs, the incident report. Instead of just the news articles where they tell you what to make of it, let's look at the actual report. It's not that long. We'll read what they found. Maybe it changes our mind. Maybe we agree with the Sloth World place founders more. Maybe we agree with the people on social media like Reddit and r/Orlando that were trying to shut this place down essentially and targeting the founders. I don't know. We'll just read the info and see what we think. 1 minute and we're back. Happy birthday, Darth. Oh, it's just raining stars in TNJ chat now. It's just raining stars. All right, we're coming back. Let's get into the Slothacost. Here we go.
Save during Springfest at Lowe's with 5 bags of Stay Green Premium 2 cubic feet mulch for $10.
Coming back now.
Isurvey or go to isurvey.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Save during Springfest at Lowe's with 5 bags of Stay Green Premium 2 cubic feet mulch for $10. Plus, get select 1 pint annuals for $1. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the Law Offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the Law Offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the news.
Wednesday. Learn more about the program. Go over to the website. It's thenewsjunkie.com, and welcome into the world's most viral newsroom. They're calling this the Slothocaust on chat.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
That's a bit heavy. It's a bit heavy. It goes hard, but it's a bit heavy. It's a story that is getting a lot of attention. It's actually starting to get a little bit of a national push here, where people look at this place that's supposed to be opening. It's supposed to be opening in Orlando in like 3 weeks or something. And it's called Sloth World. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, we've seen these places shut down based on pressure. We've seen a lot of other stuff happening.
And by the way, there's no surprise at all from my side here that this is starting to gain national attention. I'm surprised it's not happening quicker.
Mm-hmm. Because there were sloths, it has to be slow.
That's what the sloth is such a beloved animal. That was damn good, man. The sloth is such a beloved animal. When I was an elementary schooler, like, we had teachers that were like, "Don't be like the sloth. Sloths are lazy." Like they put like a bad taste in my mouth about the sloth, and they're like, "No, there has been such." Either a 180 from that, or I was just in a weird school. Probably a little of both.
Well, you think the sloth has a bad rep, like the fox, or some other, like the fox is always the thief?
That was what I was taught as a kid. They said the sloth is lazy. It does nothing. These are not traits that you need to have to be successful. You need to be anything but a sloth as a person.
We were taught that the wolves were the bad animals. That was the thing. It was like the wolf was always in the shadows. You know, the wolf's going after the lambs. All of those things.
You guys haven't watched Zootopia?
Yeah. Then in Zootopia, I think
they work for the DMV. That's so
they're hated, right? Yeah. The sloths work for the DMV, and they that's like part of the sloth thing. And so I don't know if they're loved or hated there. It's hard to say, but I have the information about this Sloth World place, and this is in a way, serious. And somebody says, "Oh God, I didn't want to get mad today." I agree with you. Sometimes these stories will make you a little upset and stuff, but I do think it's important we utilize what we have going on here, and all of us together kind of put some sunshine. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, you might say, on stories like this. Let's see if we got it all wrong. Maybe this place is doing good by these animals. Seems a little weird with 31 sloths dead at Sloth World. Maybe the detractors, I guess I should say, the haters, the people who are posting about this over on Reddit and other platforms are right. But I want to get to the source information, not somebody else from a news outlet that might be a dummy who's digesting it for us. So I have the Captive Wildlife Report. This is the report that was done on this Sloth World place. And it's not too long, so it's more important to get to the actual details of the report itself. This was an unannounced routine inspection, the report says, from FWC, occurring on 8/7/2025. So what is that, August 7th, 2025, I think? Mr. P. Bondre, the licensee, was available and provided assistance. His license expires in December, this said. They have a warehouse of sorts for the receiving and raising of 2-toed and 3-toed sloths that will be transferred to International Drive to Sloth World for a permanent public exhibit. The sloths, when imported and processed into Florida, will be transported to this place for acclimation, like we talked about.
So this 7547 International Drive, that is, I believe, the warehouse that they were saying that is not actual Sloth World, where they're going to have the big rainforest or the fake rainforest or whatever they're doing there. This was the warehouse that one publication said was in like the back parking lot of a karaoke bar. Karaoke bar, which I definitely recognize the name of. It had been to before. And I was like, well, that's kind of odd, but I guess they do have some buildings around there that are sort of off the beaten path and might be better used for stuff like this. Also, with the amount of gift shops on International Drive, having a warehouse behind them would probably behoove you, for your inventory.
Yeah, I've got some photos in this, too, for those of you who want to watch over on youtube.com/thenewsjunkie, and we'll take a look at what this looks like. It says the sloths, when imported and processed into Florida, will be transported to the address where the Sloth World thing is going to be going down. At this location, this is the holding area where they bring them in, and I guess they make sure that they're okay to bring over to Sloth World. They built several cages within this building. The cages measure 4 foot and 10 inches by 10 foot 8 inches. The cages are made of metal framing and chain link fabric and are sitting atop of wooden framing. There are several pieces of bamboo strung throughout each cage to provide for climbing and movement. There are perches, leafy vegetation. So, they got all this stuff in there, I guess, for these sloths. They have installed climate controlling devices to include space heaters, wall-mounted AC heater units, a large humidifier, ceiling fans, and atmosphere sensors that are networked and connected to a cell phone application. So that sounds like a more elaborate setup than I was anticipating. That sounds like a more I was under the impression that there was going to be a whole bunch of rando space heaters all strung together with a long extension cord.
Same.
That went to a plug that obviously tripped the breaker as these space heaters often do. And that was going to be the deal here. The building also has 3 large screen garage doors that are on the west wall. When outdoor temperatures are temperate, they open the doors to allow natural light into the building. They said they're attempting to keep the interior of the building at 82 degrees. My God.
Sloths
82
like it
degrees.
hot, man.
I guess so, yeah. During today's inspection, Mr. Bondre was found to be in possession of 6 two-toed sloths. He says it's 3 male, 3 female. They said during today's inspection, 4 sloths were contained within the larger cages, 2 in the smaller cage. And they go through the details of the cage. All of this looks, fine, decent. It was noted neither the animal nor the cage was marked and traceable to written records that indicated when they were placed in here. So I guess they were supposed to do some writing, like food. Like if you're a restaurant and you store away some chicken or something, you're supposed to write down the date that it went in there and then put it back in. And so you have an accounting for how old stuff is. They gave a verbal warning.
I refuse to do that at my house because that just means my wife will throw it away quicker.
Yeah,
and she doesn't trust it.
And you use the technique that everybody else uses anyways, where you just go
smell test.
Still good. Mr. Bondre did indicate they will be interviewing for a new veterinarian. This would be the facility's 3rd. An inquiry into the deaths of 31 sloths that occurred between December 2024 and February 2025 was made. They advised the following. He placed the orders. 21 sloths he bought. 15 two-toed sloths and 6 three-toed sloths from Guyana. And then he bought 10 two-toed sloths from Peru. How much do these things cost? A sloth must not be cheap. It must not be good.
And then having to ship it from Guyana and Peru?
That's no good. 21 sloths died to what Mr. Bondre called a cold stun. So whoever was saying yesterday it was because of some virus or something, this was one of the co-founders, I think, was saying it was actually because of a virus that was uncontrollable. And they admitted to the people in the report that the 21 sloths that died were due to a cold stun.
I think that's worse.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying they admitted to this not being the 21 of them not being to some virus or whatever. The warehouse was not properly set and ready to receive sloths during the cold period. They said Mr. Bondre, who was at Summerlin Key and was advised by Mr. Agresto back in Orlando, the building was all set up and ready to go. He returned to Orlando 5 to 6 days before the arrival of the sloths. He said the building had no water and no electricity. It was not ready to receive the sloths, but it was too late to cancel the shipment. Oh, great. So he says, I put somebody in charge of this facility, and then I come back. They told me it was ready. Not only is it not ready, we don't have any water. We don't have any power to the building. It continues. This is the actual report, not just the news outlets digesting it for you. Multiple space heaters were purchased, but had to be powered with an extension cord from a different building on account of the no power, I guess. The space heaters tripped the fuse and shut down, and it appears that for at least one night, the sloths were in the cold building without heat. Poor things. There was nobody present overnight to correct this. If you got a situation where you know that everything isn't ready, the water isn't ready, the electricity isn't ready, things aren't ready to properly care for these animals that you have purchased and you are taking in. I think, and you might disagree with me, that's fine, but I think it's the personal responsibility of the human being who bought those sloths to stay with them until they know that everything is okay.
Yeah.
you would have known in the middle of the night that there was a power outage and that something needed to be happening. You need to flip the breaker to get the power back on. You just like put a Band-Aid on it.
Well,
you know,
it sounds like it wasn't their breaker to flip. Like, they might not have had access to that breaker, but instead there should be some other measures being taken, like time. It's take a sloth home day, for some of these people.
Yeah, bring them to your place. Put them up inside somewhere. They said on December 22nd, when this happened, the temperature was 46 degrees, with an average for the day of 56 degrees. As we said, C-Lane, they wanted the temperature for the sloths at like 80-something.
Right, because do you know what, in reading about this, did you learn what the cold stun can mean?
No.
When they die from that?
Is it like the iguanas?
Not necessarily, no. A sloth has it needs that hot temperature so the bacteria in its stomach can digest its food.
Okay.
At cold temperatures, that bacteria dies and the food just stays in there and it doesn't get digested.
Really?
Yes.
So they just choke to death or drown or something on their food?
It's more like starve, but I'm not quite sure.
That's horrible. That's obviously horrible. This is what happened, so we need to go through this. Then they said 10 sloths arrived from Peru on February 19th of last year. 2 of them were dead on arrival, and the remainder appeared emaciated and in very poor health. The remaining 8 sloths from Peru succumbed to poor health issues. It doesn't look as though those are quite as much problem for this facility. It looks like that might have been the place that sent them to them. Here are the actual cages that these sloths were kept in. They have little, little hammocks, for the sloth inside of them. It sort of looks like it's in an office space. There's a filing cabinet and stuff next to it, and they just painted they put like wallpaper of the jungle on the walls, which is kind of dystopian.
They'll never know. They'll never know, those sloths.
Wow, this feels just like home.
It'll take them so long to figure it out.
This is the equivalent to like wallpapering your house with like the side of a mansion, and like on your house you put the wallpaper so it looks like it's this grand, beautiful space. And they just try to fool them.
I saw a guy at a tailgate party that set up a little tiki bar, but instead of having actual bamboo to surround the bar, he just had like a little poster, a poster of bamboo. And I was like, for this, I'll let it slide. But for the sloths, it's kind of different.
I'm going to get a screenshot of this, and I'll put the whole report up on See It Now, since we've taken some attention and put it on this case here. They said the cages are too small for the sloth contained individually in each one. So the cages are too small. That's not good. Then they show a larger area with even more of these cages with like a mesh thing outside of it to keep the sloths inside the cages. And now I'm on to the final page here, just to see if there's anything to close it out. All right, that's about it. So they said that they, enclosures meet or exceeding caging requirements? No. Cages, paddocks, pools appear to have been cleaned, raked, scrubbed, and disinfected? Yes. Fecal and food waste properly stored or disposed of? Yes. Ensures there's surface water drainage not applicable. Animals appear healthy? Yes. Free of wounds and injuries? Yes. Okay. Proper diet for the species? Yes. So they went through and they found a bunch of stuff. They said they didn't believe it was because they were, purposely being evil to these sloths that they ended up dying. But I really think if you knew that somebody screwed up, and you're the owner of this place, and that person tells you the facility for the sloth is ready, but it's not, and then you just string some space heaters together, and then there's a breaker going out, and it ends up leading to the death of those animals, I think that's on you. I really do. I think that is on you. And maybe they did that. Again, I want to throw it out again to the folks from this Sloth World. If you want to have your say in this, email me, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. If you want to be anonymous, you can always say that. If you want to say something from the inside or the outside, email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Or if you want to talk about this, hit me up there and we'll schedule a time for you to come on and defend what's going on here. So that's what the actual captive wildlife report looked like in this case. We'll see what you think about it. We'll get your thoughts, your dispatches, and all that as we roll into the second hour of the show. Boy, do we have a lot to get to here. I still have the drama on that IVF mix-up update. And when we come back, the most disturbing thing I have read on the show in quite some time. And I mean this. I hope you stick with us because that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Celebrate the arrival of summer at the 5th Annual Sanford Riverwalk Rhythm and Brews Barbecue Fest, Saturday, May 9th. Details at realradio.fm/events.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
That crash on the Greenway southbound before State Road 434 has been moved off to the shoulder. We still got emergency crews still in the area, and you might run into some slowdown still over Lake Jessup Bridge, I-4 eastbound near State Road 40.
Hello, welcome behind the scenes of the show. Skull mic activated. And just like that, 1 hour of the show is down. When we come back, it's going to get weird. Just in case for anything, you need access to the investigation that they did. It's up on See It Now right now, all right? Nobody else posted that, so there you go. I wanted to have it out there for people. Did it say no under sufficient food and water? No, I think everything was checked off. The problem was that they weren't prepared for that cold snap, which is absolutely on them. You know, you bring an animal from its environment, for profit, mind you. If you bring an animal from its environment to another one, you better be able to acclimate that animal and give it a really good existence in that environment. Is it not weird already? Not that weird. Mildly weird.
Installation is included, and you can get 0% financing for up to 4 years when you upgrade with Reese Windows and Doors. You get a free.
You guys are done complaining about the volume, right? Everybody's agreeing that the volume is totally normal, yes? That one guy's Bluetooth speaker just has the volume down?
That's trust to 20129 for Reese Windows and Doors.
I'm not falling for it, yuckers. Not falling for it. It's hard for me to file away. It's like, what is a technical problem? What is a person who's just being a dodo about things? What is a person trolling? What is a person genuinely confused by all of the above? I don't know what category to put things in. I don't know. All right, emails rolling in. This is good. For Sean to say it's the weirdest thing he's read must be way the F out there. Buddy, I see some weird things. My eyes set on some weird things. No doubt about it. Mailbox money on the way as well. We're going to make you some money today. All right. Now fix the contest setup? What's that? What is the contest setup? What are you referencing? Hello? You just drinking tequila in the middle of the day? Give me that. Give me that. She's just drinking tequila in the middle of the day.
It's a full bottle.
Because it's water, probably.
Yeah.
There's no seal on this.
Yeah, because I just took it off.
When you were drinking it, probably.
No, because you were going to leave the trash on that counter and it would have been there for months.
Oh my God, are you serious? You do this all the time. You were getting mad at me for a thing that I didn't even do yet.
Because I always take the thing off.
That's a fucking pre-crime.
I always take the thing
That's
off
a pre-crime.
because I know if I don't, it's going to sit there.
That's like the Tom Cruise movie. Where they arrest people before the crime happens? You just got mad at me because you thought I was going to take the
because you've done it in the past.
I didn't do it now.
Yeah, because now I take it off beforehand.
If you take it off, I'll put it over here.
Are those empty over there?
This one has a little bit, and this one has a little bit. I need these. These are for, I need them.
Yeah, there's definitely no trash over there.
I'm not saying there's no trash over there. You can't get mad at me before I do something.
You get mad at me before I do things.
What? Name one thing.
No, I can't.
Talk about being a slut. That's what it is.
What? Sean?
Just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
Don't get mad at me before I do something wrong. At least let me do something wrong first. Because then I get I get the enjoyment for doing something wrong.
Do you like being bad?
I'm a bad boy.
You are.
I'm a bad boy. See you later. 2 minutes. What? What did I do? That was a totally normal interaction. I didn't do anything wrong. One minute. We're coming back live. Did he say slut or sloth? I said sloth. I said sloth, obviously. Mods, keep an eye on that guy. Keep an eye on that guy. I'm not saying we need to ban you yet, but the idea that you heard that and didn't hear sloth, which is obviously what I said, is a manifestation of some things in your head that make me very worried. Very worried. And on that note, we're coming back live, I guess. Here we go. Coming back.
Of rising energy costs, boost your home's value, and enjoy clean, reliable power with Florida's most trusted solar team. With over 75,000 installations and an industry-leading 25-year warranty, Solar Source delivers experience that you can count on. Get your quote today. Go to solarsource.com/monsters.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Rich. R-I-C-H. Rich. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. And don't forget to answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This
Newsroom. Our friend Alejandro along for the ride today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
People always have nice things to say about you, Alejandro.
Mm.
They do.
They got very excited when you showed up.
Yeah, people do. Yeah, in chat, they're always talking like, all right, they like Alejandro. Now, there's one person who steps in on the show every once in a while who people hate, but I'll never tell them. I'll never say which one it is. There's one person who steps
weird,
in.
Like, there's
from time
so many
to time.
names to choose from.
and every time they show up, it's, no, they're very, very much against it. I'm just saying it's not me. That's it. That's all. I'll put that out there, and that's it. I see a couple of things happening, and it's super interesting to me. We'll get to this before this bizarre story that's got my attention. But there's a story out today where they said children who are currently 17 and under will be banned from ever buying cigarettes in their entire lifetime because of the way they've been like moving around the laws there. So kids who are 17 right now, there will never be a time where they hit a legal age to smoke cigarettes. They've been raising the legal age. Now, all of a sudden, you miss the window. You're never allowed to legally smoke in the UK moving forward.
So does that mean they just have one date that was 17 years ago? And if you worked at one of those little corner stores or whatever, and you had the calendar on the wall that where you rip a day off each day, and it's like if you were born on or before this day is you can purchase alcohol or purchase tobacco. They'll just stop changing the day.
Yeah. In fact, they said both chambers of Britain's parliament have approved the legislation that aims to create a smoke-free generation by making it illegal for retailers to sell tobacco products to anybody born after January 1st, 2009. So if you were born after January 1st, 2009, you don't have any right to smoke at any point in time ever in your life. They're just shutting it down. And
any right to smoke or any right to purchase?
Any right to, any right to legally buy cigarettes. So if you're buying them, it's illegal. You're breaking a law to be smoking cigarettes if you're somebody born after that age. Somebody born the day before can buy them, smoke them if you got them, all of that stuff. But one of the craziest things that I've seen is the transition in my lifetime from when I was young in the late 1980s, when I was just a little kid in the late 1980s. Every movie from that time, everybody smoked.
Yeah.
People were smoking and then putting out cigarettes and then smoking another one, right? They'll lighting a cigarette off a cigarette back then.
It was a cool thing to do, right?
Yeah, it was. This was the thing. Everybody was smoking. And that's just my generation. If you go back to the generations before, I love the old advertising that will tell you the health benefits of smoking. And there was even a radio one that I saw. It was
9 out of 10 DJs love, Camel Unfiltereds for their air shift.
It's got the DJ at the radio mic. He's just pulling in on a cigarette, talking into the microphone. And you go, I'm no doctor.
Yeah,
but I think this is bad.
What's weird is when you see no smoking signs in places, and you go, "Well, isn't that a given, or what? Did this used to be a thing?" At my high school, there were no smoking signs, but when my high school opened, there was smoking sections.
Yeah,
because there was still a point at which you would be old enough to buy cigarettes and still be in high school, and they had a section at the high school for smokers. And maybe even for teachers that smoked too. By the time I was in high school, they had the no smoking signs were still there, and the teachers would sneak off into the teacher parking lot.
Yeah, but just the idea that existed, or that people were flying around on 747s smoking cigarettes in the air is crazy.
When I think of you were talking about the pictures of the DJs, at work, the radio DJs smoking at the console. When I first started here, there were also signs that said no smoking. And I was like, was there ever a time in this building, maybe the building that some of the stations occupied before this one, but this building here, do you think there was ever a time where they were smoking allowed inside? Because I don't think so. I think that it was after that.
You think the government just makes you put up those signs like the lady with the broken arm?
The fire marshal will make you put those signs just to be safe.
It might be workplaces have to put these up, and now it's so dated. But the crazy thing to me is not only anybody who's 17 right now in the UK will never be able to legally buy cigarettes, but the greatest trick the devil ever pulled, and it's like pulling the wool over so many people's eyes, the tobacco companies simply said, all right, what are we going to do? And first the tobacco companies thought, damn it, this is a giant pain in the ass. All right, well, what we do is we take these tobacco fields and we raise up a crop of tobacco, and we take the tobacco and sprinkle some nicotine, magic nicotine on top, and some other additives, and we roll those things up, and then we put them into a pack, and we seal them, and we put a logo on there, we put it on the shelf, and people go smoke those at the gas station when they're ready, right? And they go, this is our business model. And then very quickly it was like, oh, what a pain in the ass. Now we have to make a little computer that people can plug into a USB that'll have a virtualization of a smoking experience that's actually vaping, water vapor with all the stuff in there. And then they go, you know what? Here's the greatest thing we can do. No kid who's 17 years old in the UK right now can ever buy cigarettes, but the company who makes the same product now just makes a bunch of little pouches with just the drug.
So this,
just the addictive drug in them, nicotine pouches right in the lip, and then there you go. No tobacco fields, no harvesting, no work.
Doesn't nicotine come from tobacco?
I don't know. It's naturally in there if they sprinkle on a little extra, like I'm imagining them. Sort of
like
Mr.
Willy
Burns
Wonka
style.
Oh,
yeah.
So this does not affect. This only affects cigarettes, and it doesn't affect any other tobacco products for these 17-year-olds in the UK.
It specifically says a smoke-free generation, making it illegal, and this will be the future in the United States, I think, too. And a lot of people want this, making it illegal for retailers to sell tobacco products to anyone born after January 1st. Vaping will be banned in cars carrying children and playgrounds outside schools, expanding on smoke-free areas. It'll still be allowed in hospitals for those trying to quit, et cetera, as they drive.
I was going to say,
everybody
what?
off the
They're
cigarettes.
allowed vaping in hospitals?
Your doctor's like, still vaping over here. But all of the people who are doing all of these things now just toss the cigarette aside, toss the tobacco aside, and they just the drug that got us addicted all that time. Well, and what's crazy is the tobacco companies were trying to like cover up the addictiveness of these drugs to begin with, of cigarettes to begin with. They were trying to hide the addictive nature of cigarettes, and now they just sell the actual addictive thing that you put in your lip and enjoy it. It's wild that is where all of this is going.
Less arsenic, I think, in the new thing, right?
Yeah. I hope so. We don't know what happens with most of these things. We still know without a doubt that some of these things are still incredibly addictive. Like nicotine, obviously, I've seen what it does to people. People are very, very, very addicted to nicotine.
I'll say this, though. One successful campaign that I've seen with my own eyes is that whoever was spitting their Zyn pouches in the urinal at iHeart HQ, ever since they put up that sign there, with Uncle Sam saying, I want you to stop spitting your Zyn pouches in the urinal.
Yeah.
It's been a nice, clean experience.
Man, what a journey it's been, though. So we now find ourselves just like right down to it. Forget about the tobacco. Forget about the skills associated with rolling up something. Just put the drug right on your lip and zin it up, and you're good to go. That's where we're at.
Plenty of people who still use their rolling skills for other things.
Sure. Yeah. It's odd that we've made that legal in a lot of places, but the tobacco, no. Tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. Anonymous emails the show. Anonymous says, please keep me anonymous if you speak about this. Thank you for putting that up on top. He said, I've got word from people in the know that the new Sloth World attraction is having major problems. Okay. They've pre-sold $500,000 in tickets for an attraction that is still in a drywall phase with no idea what they're even opening or when they're opening it. I think they did have an idea. I don't know if it's going to stay, but it's like 20 days or something.
It says that now, but all the reports have been saying that they keep pushing that date back and back and back.
So maybe that's true. Maybe no idea when they're opening if they keep pushing it back. Number two, they've had to put down dozens of their sloths already due to various issues, this person says. Anonymous. And number three, they currently have 6 sloths in heavy quarantine due to a very contagious herpes virus, putting all of the sloths at risk.
Alejandro?
Oh, my God.
What?
Blaming Alejandro for the sloths having herpes?
That was the joke. Thank you. Yep. All right.
Not sure if you want to do anything with this, but there's a storm developing, says Anonymous. Thank you for the email. Appreciate that. There was a story we talked about, Alejandro, on Friday on the show, which sort of weirded some people out. Are you a car guy at all, Alejandro?
Car?
Yeah. Like,
cars.
Are you in the world of cars? You like, fast cars and all that stuff?
Yeah, more of the classics, but yeah.
Okay, well, this isn't a very classic car thing. This is definitely a newer idea. But we talked on the show on Friday. In China, there is a car company that is pushing forward an invention where you hit a couple of buttons and your seat moves and there's a toilet underneath the seat in your car. So you're driving around.
I see it, people in China, their time constrained. I see how they need that.
That was the greatest noise. You see this design and it shows just like you move your seat around back and forth in the car. You hit the button and it opens it up and there's a toilet, and then you're going number 2 as you're cruising down the interstate because you got an emergency going on. And then they even said, well, see, I didn't have some system for getting rid of the what you leave behind.
So they said that there was some sort of heater that was supposed to kind of maybe burn off some of the waste, but also an exhaust fan or that was supposed to remove the smell.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not convinced. But this person emails John and says, I've worked in China and they do things differently. I once watched a taxi driver pull over, get out, and take a dump on the sidewalk. Okay. I also worked on the World Expo for the U.S. Pavilion, and there were very long waiting lines. I saw a mom bring her kid over to the fabric-covered wall in the theater and pull his junk out to urinate on the wall, and somebody had to run over and stop them, says John. Well, John, let me remind you, this isn't just some China thing. You know, these folks in China are out of control. I've seen this many a time, even at the theme parks, for God's sake. I'll see the parents taking their little kids over to the side in an emergency, and they got that little kid's pants pulled down to the concrete, and the kid's peeing in a fake bush or something at Universal Studios. I've seen it before with my own eyes. So we do this stuff here a little bit too, right? I mean, neither one of us do it as bad as India, but we do that a little bit here too, I would say. It's a possibility that at some point C-Lane will be with Jackson, and Jackson will be like, I have to go. I got to go right now. And you don't know what to do sometimes. You're stuck. You got to let the kid pee in public every once in a while. Parents have dealt with this, I'm sure. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, the disturbing story when we come back. But I'm going to do a 1-2 punch on this, actually, because I got some mailbox money for you from Trader Joe's. And if you haven't heard this on the show before, Alejandro, we talk about all these different settlements, class action settlements. And if people have been to these places, they could fill out a form. Next thing you know, a couple of weeks later, a couple of months later sometimes, you just get some money in the mail and a check. Or more common nowadays, you just get like a PayPal or Cash App.
A virtual credit card, virtual debit card.
Yeah. You all of a sudden,
Wouldn't be
like,
credit,
boom.
obviously.
Here's some money for you. So I got mailbox money for, I bet everybody right now, I bet all 3 of us have been to this place. So maybe we can get some of this big multi-million-dollar settlement. And then I got some real bad news about the same place. So we'll get into the problem with Trader Joe's in just a second. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Ranked by, I guess, tourist attractions in America. Some
It's got to be the Big D.
Hello. Welcome to the show. I'll take that free money. I got it for you. How many of us, chat, have been to a Trader Joe's before? There's your qualification. I bet you've been to a Trader Joe's before. I bet you have. You want some money? I got it for you next. Plus some really weird news. In Daytona, I saw a man take a shit on the sidewalk. There's a group of panhandlers on International Speedway and Nova that regularly whip it out and piss in the bushes by the Steak and Shake. Cops drive by and do nothing. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, there's levels of different countries and cultures doing this more. Some countries do this way, way worse. But if you say, I saw something happening in China, and it was like somebody peeing outside, or pooping outside even, I hate to say it, we do that here. There's a map for it in San Francisco, for God's sake. They got the brown map. Somebody says this SPLC Center story is crazy. He's talking about the story about the Southern Poverty Law Center. If you don't know what that is, the Southern Poverty Law Center, the SPLC, grew out of like the civil rights era and beyond that, and then became this group that sort of made its bones in highlighting extremist groups in the United States. Over the decades that they have done this, different factions of the political world have come after the SPLC saying that they're unfairly targeting some of these groups. And they'll label people as like terrorists or white supremacists or whatever, when people are like, that's not where I'm actually coming from. But what he's talking about is the SPLC is now alleged by the FBI to have been giving money to some very extremist groups as part of some undercover operation they were doing. They're alleged to have even given money to the KKK. I don't know if that's true, but question for you, chat. Is it okay to give money to extremist groups if you say it's part of some undercover operation? Like, you're really just trying to bust them and shut down these extremists, but you end up giving them money, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars? Is that ever okay as a strategy, you think? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be for that. Like, we're going to take down the KKK, and to do it, we're going to give them a couple $100,000. No. No, that's going to be a no for me. I don't know what's what. We have to see what happens with the case against them, but that's certainly the allegation. Couple minutes and we're back live with the Trader Joe's twofer. Ryan says there's got to be a better way. Ain't that true? What mama doesn't know? Government agencies have been doing that for ages? Like what? Give me an example. What do you mean? What do you mean government agencies have been doing that for decades? Give me an example. John says, hell no. Like, I feel like I can understand somebody bringing that up as an idea. Like, what if we infiltrate this group? I personally find, and you might disagree with me wholeheartedly, but whatever. I personally find that the best way to erode actually bad extremist groups, terrorist groups, white supremacist groups, any sort of supremacy-based organization, the best way to chip away at them is one of the oldest ways, and that's through mockery. That's making fun of them. That's making them the butt of the joke. Look back into things like the history of Superman going after extremist groups. And you'll see that it was mockery and like making fun of these people that was far more successful than like pretending to be one of them and embedding within the group and then giving them funds. Imagine you're donating money to an organization, you find out the money went to the bad guys? The hell? Scientology did it big time to the IRS? Insecure Walrus knows what I'm talking about. The Superman radio show took the Klan down a notch in the 40s by exposing all their secrets. Yeah, mostly like the secret language and words and phrases that they use with each other. And they made it the butt of a joke. Making fun of things is way more powerful than debating against things or yelling about things. Not enough people understand that part of communication. To make fun of something is far more powerful than to be preachy about why it's bad or to like try to ban it all together. The Onion has done a masterclass in it. Great example. Sure, great example. Take the things that you think are bad and make fun of them. And spreading information through laughter is like a much more viral thing. That is why we have the squatty potty. I'm going to need you to explain that. That is why we have the squatty potty? That is why we have the squatty potty. Oh, for the car? Is he behind? I think he's behind. All right, here we go. Let's get you some mailbox money. Mailbox money.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, Rich. R-I-C-H. Rich. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. And don't forget to answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Home of the world famous Game of Magnets. This is the
So good to have you on board. Learn more about the show. It's over on the website, which, as you might imagine, is at thenewsjunkie.com. That's right, over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. You guys ever found anything weird in the food you were eating somewhere? You ever been eating, and then as you're like mowing down on some food, you go, oh my God.
I never remember a story where it's happened to me, but I've like heard other people's stories. I feel like the other people in my life have always had the better I found something in my food story.
Is it like one of the stories where you go, my friend of a friend of a friend, and everybody has the same story down the line, and it ends up like that? It's like a viral thing before the internet, and you can never trace down the person, or you're talking about somebody you actually know?
No, I had a teacher in elementary school that went to, it was a place that I actually really liked going to because it was sort of like, it was like hibachi, but it's not at your table.
Yeah.
It's like Mongolian barbecue or something like that. It was called China Jade. I don't think it's around anymore, but this was
sounds like a place that might have stuff in your food sometimes.
Very many years ago, and it was where you would go to the raw buffet and pick out the stuff you want, and then you bring it to this guy who's got this giant round hibachi, and he might be doing multiple people's orders at the same time, stir frying them up there. And she, this teacher I had in elementary school, she took her food back to her table, found a Band-Aid in it.
Oh, see, I can't. Yeah, I cannot.
That's
do
kind
that.
of a bad one.
I can't do that. Somebody else says I found a feather in a chicken wing. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that that feather was there first.
Courtney, the other night, I'm not going to say where we were, but we're out somewhere nice. Okay, and the other night we're out, and Courtney goes,
"Weird." I think never mind.
I watch. Shh. Courtney goes,
put some space,
I want a martini. All right, I want a martini, and she orders them all the time, and she gets her martini. They bring it out, and she likes it at this place because of the way they present it. They set it down in front of her, and I go, "Don't drink that. Don't drink that. Don't drink that." She's so excited for that. She wants to suck this thing, and she'll drink 4, 5, 6 of these things if she gets a shot at it. She loves them. And so Courtney goes, she's about ready to start pounding this drink. And I go, no. And I look, on top of this drink, floating around, went down in the best way you could ever imagine, is the biggest mosquito you've ever seen in your life. And it's just floating on top of the drink, next to the olives, just bobbing in the vodka. And Courtney goes, that thing had a hell of a time on the way out. And I said, yeah, I did. But she was so close to just drinking that thing.
I don't know. I think for mosquito, I might just fish it out with a little straw or something.
No, you immediately, if there's anything in my food or my drink, I'm immediately going to say something about this.
Yeah, my wife has a thing with hairs. I can't even mention it. And she just like returned it, no matter how expensive the plate was. I was in the military for 10 years. I just move it away. Like the mosquito, like see with the mosquito or whatever it is.
You just knock it out of the way and keep going?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I don't know if I could do that.
Act like he wasn't there.
I know I couldn't actually, but this happened to a woman at Trader Joe's, and I got good news about Trader Joe's that's going to put money in your pocket if you've ever shopped there in a second. But first this. A Portland woman is suing Trader Joe's after she claimed to have found the fingertip of a human being and a rubber glove inside her orange juice, she says. According to court documents, the woman bought a 52-ounce bottle of orange juice from a Portland Trader Joe's. While drinking the orange juice, she said that she felt like there was a large piece of pulp in her mouth. And she goes,
no.
I said no pulp.
She pulls out what she thought was a really big chunk of pulp, and a fingertip was staring right down her eyeball, and a rubber glove was on the end of it. She thought the glove might have also contained the end of a human finger in the glove or in the pulp there. The woman said she felt nauseous and had a burning sensation in her mouth, leading her to visit urgent care. I like the thought that urgent care can do much for you when you just ate a finger in an OJ sip.
You really think that there's a burning sensation, or are we trying to juice this up?
I think she's juicing it. I think she's juicing it up. In the complaint, the woman's asking for $10,000 from Trader Joe's plus attorney's fees. Trader Joe's has not responded just yet. But don't react too quickly here. All right? Sorry if you're eating. Don't react too quickly here, because let's not forget the famous story that got everybody so juiced up on this kind of thing is the person who claimed that they got a finger in their Wendy's chili.
Right.
Which we remind you about all these stories on this show because it's important to remember these things.
Wasn't that a BYOF situation?
That was. It was a bring your own finger. Yeah, you're right, C-Lane. It was, indeed. And that person lied and lied and lied. And then they started doing an investigation, and Wendy's started hiring investigators to go dig things up. And they found out this person had a friend who accidentally, I believe, cut their fingertip off on accident. And they said, "Oh, give me that." I said, "For what?" Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They went to this Wendy's and dropped it in their chili, and that's what started all this. So I don't know if it's an inside job at Trader Joe's or what was going on there.
If you had... if you had chopped your finger off, Sean, just the tip of your finger, doing something that you probably would never do, like, DIY, operating a saw, something like that.
I could see myself doing that.
I can't. No, not at all. And you had done this by mistake, and you had a friend say, "Let me get that. I want it."
For the right price? Yeah. I got a fingertip price.
But would you in your head, in your immediate flood of thoughts of what are they going to do with this finger, where on the list is I'm going to bring it to a restaurant, put it in my food, and try to get a huge payout?
It's after sex stuff. The categories are sex stuff and then food stuff and then question mark.
You could go in all those categories. You say, "I have a fingertip price." I do.
Yeah.
Those were your words.
Yeah, let's be real here. You too, Alejandro, have a fingertip price. Excuse me. You too have a fingertip price.
He has a price for the other thing too.
If you, and this sounds more believable, if Alejandro's in the wood shop and he cuts off the tip of his finger, and then C-Lane goes, "Hey, Alejandro, no questions asked. I want to buy that. Yo quiero fingertip." However you say it. He says, I want to buy this fingertip from you, Alejandro. You might be weirded out and you might say no to $450. But if C-Lane goes, "Look, this is really important to me. I'm going to give you $400,000 for that fingertip." All of a sudden, Alejandro's got a fingertip price too, doesn't he?
I got two. 2 fingertips.
all of a sudden, Alejandro is firing up the saw again, and just his whole hand's done with now. All of them are cut off.
I think my price would be higher because, I still like playing piano. I don't want that to change.
Yeah, you could do it with the stump. Didn't there a guitarist who kept playing guitar even though one of their fingers was sort of completely cut off?
I'm sure that in the history of music, there has been a guitarist with a missing finger or half a finger.
Jerry Garcia. Wasn't he missing a finger?
Was he?
I thought Jerry Garcia.
Did they have to cut it off from some diabetes-related thing?
Jerry Garcia.
I mean, we know Def Leppard,
Well, that's a drummer arm situation.
Yeah.
Here. You see? Jerry Garcia was missing half of one of his fingers.
Not know that. And I've watched a lot of Grateful Dead. Crazy Finger, The Untold Story.
There's a Netflix documentary?
That's not real.
Yes,
that's not. No.
That's real.
Look at this.
It says Crazy Finger, The Untold Story, and it's Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead and the story of his missing finger.
There's so many stories to tell about the Grateful Dead, and you need an entire documentary about the untold story of Jerry Garcia's missing digit.
Well, it says here that it came out on Wednesday.
Okay, yeah.
April 1st, 2020. So, I mean, maybe there's not a real documentary about it, but his finger really is missing like that, and he was able to still play guitar. So I think we could, if in case we need to think it out that far down the road, we absolutely could do this. Anyhow, what is this? Okay. Oh, there's a whole movie about this. Cordy sent me, there's a whole movie called The Chili Finger or Chili Finger about the Wendy's situation. It's a crime black comedy, American crime black comedy with Bryan Cranston, Sean Astin, John Goodman, and Judy Greer. And
I would watch that.
It was about the person who wanted to sue Wendy's for $100,000 and made up the whole story about this. It's not out yet. It's still coming out.
It's premiering in South by Southwest.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out soon. It's coming out this year at some point in time, I think. So they made a movie out of that. I think people have experience with this, but let's be honest here, Alejandro. You're having your OJ from Trader Joe's like this person was, and then you find a tip of a glove and maybe a fingertip in there. I don't think you're moving that to the side like you did in the military and just finishing the OJ, are you?
No, this is something bigger, but Trader Joe's doesn't squeeze their own oranges in the bottles, right? Why Trader Joe's? They just purchase it from there.
Yeah, not that I know of. Maybe they're just holding them responsible because that's where they bought it from. They might have to.
Are they going to open every can of orange juice or every bottle of orange juice unexpected? They don't do that. It can be. They can be liable for that.
I don't think so. I think you probably have to find out the company beyond them. Well, they did sue them. The suit is active in Portland, Oregon right now. And they're asking for $10,000. I guess they say that they're responsible for the stuff on their shelves, regardless of who actually made it. So take some money from them, why don't you? Here's the good news, right? Here's the other side of this. Trader Joe's customers, if you've ever shopped at Trader Joe's, I'm talking to you right now. Mailbox money incoming. Some Trader Joe's customers will receive a payout after the grocery chain reached a legal settlement over its privacy practices. It's always that. The case involves a 2019 class action lawsuit filed by shopper Brian Keem, alleges that receipts from Trader Joe's stores displayed the first 6 and last 4 digits of his credit card, increasing the risks of identity theft. The first 6, wait, hold on. On their receipts at Trader Joe's, they would show the first 6 digits and the last 4 digits of your credit card.
You're right. That's 10 total out of 16.
How many are they? They're only leaving 6 out?
Yeah.
Okay. They said that leaves you more at risk for identity theft because they did this.
2 things. First of all, who in POS these days gets their settings and goes through their settings page and they get to the part where they're obfuscating the credit card number, and you want to just show the last 4 like we always do, and go no. Let's also, just to be certain, show the first 6.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. I don't even know that that's possible, but apparently it is in this situation. I would think in most situations it's just the default that you don't show the whole credit card number and it's just the last 4.
And by the way, everybody should be able to have them differently, so you can go around and get people's receipts from 4 or 5 places and piece together the entirety of the number.
Right.
Why not just the last 4 is fine. The last 4 is fine, but that's what they're in trouble for. The original complaint was filed in Florida about a Trader Joe's in Palm Beach Gardens, Sealand.
I want to know mathematically, and there's somebody who can do this, who can do the math on this. What's your likelihood of randomly guessing the credit card number with only the last 4 revealed versus the likelihood of now having the first 6? Now we only have 6 digits to choose from.
Yeah, I don't think it serves a purpose that would make it worthwhile to do, which is maybe why they ended up losing this. But there is a website for this. Okay, is it going to be a pain in the ass like it always is? You know how these are. They don't want anybody to file this. I'll put it up on See It Now. So if you've been to Trader Joe's, which is so many of you, if you've been to Trader Joe's and you used a credit card or a debit card, which again is so many of you, then you can file a claim and get money out of this multi-million dollar, $7.4 million settlement, and they'll just send some cash to you. There's a lot of money that is up for grabs here, and all you have to have been is a customer over at Trader Joe's. It's TJ, as in Trader Joe's, TJFactaSettlement.com. TJ-FACTA settlement.com. Since that's weird and they try to make it hard to get to, I'll put it on See It Now. I'll get a screenshot of the website right now. I'll put this up on See It Now so you can just click that and put in your information. File it and forget it is what we always do. Next thing you know, mailbox money has arrived. Why not?
There's a million possible 6-digit combinations.
Yeah.
If you if you're like that guy, you're like, I think I'm pretty much, my privacy is totally effed right now. It's going to take a person a million tries to get my credit card number, to guess it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if it was just the last 4, I think it said a trillion. There's trillion different combinations that you can make with 12 digits.
So that's a big deal, actually. Yeah, I mean, that's like far more likely that you're at risk that somebody could end up getting your information, your credit card information.
I wouldn't care.
No, you wouldn't care? All right, then tell everybody, what are the first 6 digits of your credit card, Celine?
4.
That's a Visa.
All right, never mind. How do you know that?
Keep going, Celine, as your confidence drops.
0.
He's going to be like, that's from the Bank of America Visa. This is from this particular credit
5.
union. You know what you're going to end up like? You're going to end up like the guy from the, it was like the privacy protection company where he goes, This is
my social security number.
Yeah, the
Try
guy
and hack me.
He owned this company that would protect your identity from fraud. And the guy in the commercial said, I'm so confident I can protect your identity. My social security number is, and he gave out his social security number. And homeboy proceeded to get his identity stolen like 20 times. Like,
didn't he either put it on a billboard or drive it around with a giant billboard truck?
Yes,
he was
in
doing
the commercial.
all that
He did
stuff.
that.
Yeah,
he was doing all that. He was like, "Look, nobody can get me," and got him. They did. This guy ruined his own life, and C-Lane's about to do it here too. So we'll help him out. We will reveal one number from C-Lane's credit card per segment of the show today, a la the Tom Green show when they did that back in the day with one of the phone numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And also tomorrow on the show, just to keep you tuned in, we'll reveal the CVC numbers on the back
and the expiration date.
Yeah, we're just so you have everything, billing address, all that. When we come back, we've got more for you today, including there is a celebrity that I thought people were really interested in protecting. They love this guy until they didn't. Who's getting heat right now? And if you're going to be flying anywhere, there's something really important that you need to know. Plus, I still have that update. In fact, I teased that, so I'm not going to make you wait any longer. I teased that. Let me get to the couple who's suing over the IVF mix-up. I have the update on that story. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Alejandro says, that's a Visa. Don't give anybody your information, folks. Except for me. You can trust me. How are we doing? Got a lot more anonymous emails coming in about the Slothacost, if we are going to call it that. Hello, Tony on TNJ chat. I see you. Jay Brewer says on TNJ chat over at chat.thenewsjunkie.com, challenge the internet. The internet always wins. Ain't that true? Hey, Das Hefe. How you doing? Sean, I know it's not your normal content, but have you thought about covering the Pragmata video game drama? I mentioned it on Monday. I find it to be really interesting. For those of you who don't know, it's a new video game that has gained some popularity, where essentially your job is to protect this young girl who's along with you. And, it's like a first-person shooter type game, and this little girl is adorable, and she's kind of following you around. And people are loving it, and they think that the interaction between the lead character and this young girl is adorable. Then people are extrapolating from that. It's going to make a bunch of people want to have kids, and it's going to kind of gear them up for this like fatherly role that a lot of people naturally gravitate toward. And the game has been honestly getting a lot of mostly positive buzz as a result. The only people who I can see that are against it are the anti-natalist weirdos. And that's a group of some weird fucking people. The people who don't want you to have babies, yes, they exist on both the left side of the equation and the right side of the equation, as per usual. The right wants to take away your right to an abortion in some cases. And in other cases, control what you're doing with your body. And the left, in this case, wants nobody to have babies at all. They're always trying to chime in on the process. Anti-natalist tends to be left of center, I think. But the anti-natalist weirdos, they don't like this game because they don't want anybody getting excited at the prospect of having children. I think that's like 5 people. I don't think this is a real problem. I think that's nut-picking that is amplified by the internet. The rest of it, like some people saying it's creepy for a guy to play a video game where you're protecting a young girl and you find that to be cute or something. I think half that shit is just self-reports. Dude, there's nothing weird about a guy playing a video game where your goal is to protect a young girl who's innocent and that becomes one of your mission statements. There's nothing weird or creepy about that. There's nothing weird or creepy about the fact that it's not your daughter. There are men across this country every day who do the right thing by themselves in their relationships and take care of daughters who biologically aren't theirs at all and love them and take care of them and do all those things. So I think it's cool. I think it's a cool game. I think the reaction is by a bunch of losers who are getting amplified online, and that's about it. Then don't play The Last of Us? Exactly. I'm actually playing Pragmata. Currently, it's pretty wholesome. Not feeling an agenda for it. Imagine that. Imagine you're just having a fun time playing a video game. The problem is, and this is a recurring problem, all of the political people digest everything that's coming in, and then they funnel it to their pet causes. Same thing with the Sky King documentary. Same thing with everything. Everything that comes in goes through their very political lens, and they go, how can I further my political goals with this? So then they just make it about all their political stuff. This is why the political people are bad. We should ignore them. They should be muted on all online platforms. And we'd be better off if they all fell down a very large credit. Coming back. Here we go.
With our Greenway all-in price, what you see online is what you pay. No games, no additional fees, just total transparency. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
With approved credit. Offer expires 5/5/26.
This hour of Real Radio is brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. Online at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio.
Broadcasting live from the world's most dysfunctional think tank. This is the News
Newsroom. So good to have you with us. And if you want to learn more about the show or subscribe to the podcast for free, go over to thenewsjunkie.com. I've seen a lot of new faces and names over on chat.thenewsjunkie.com. I love seeing that. Folks in the new TNJ chat room. It's really cool. There's a lot of fun stuff to do over there. People are listening to the podcast and getting points in the chat room. I see that being used like crazy. Not only is there a whole bunch of games you can play, but you can look at the stats and who's doing the best on those games. It's a blast. It's a fun time. Go check it out. chat.thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's get into it here. The story that I was teasing earlier, that Florida couple that has been suing over this IVF mix-up. Alejandro, have you guys stumbled on this? Have you guys been talking about this couple at all on your show?
Oh, sorry. Yes, we mentioned it when it came up, but I don't have the updates.
So this was this couple, just so you know, that white couple, and they go to give birth, and then the baby was not biologically theirs, which was obvious because the baby was black. And they go, oh, boy, what happened here? And they started to look into this, and they ended up suing the place where this happened. Now they say they have found the genetic parents of their daughter. So they did the testing, and they located the genetic parents of their daughter. Strangely enough, this somehow makes things even more awkward because here's what the story says. Florida parents Tiffany Score and Stephen Mills, they're now going public with this. They say DNA testing has finally identified the genetic parents of the baby girl they conceived through IVF, but they later learned was not biologically theirs, according to their attorney. In a new statement released through their lawyer, Jack Scarola, the couple said test results confirm their daughter's genetic parents have now been identified after months of searching. They stress that those parents' names will remain confidential and say they intend to fully respect the other family's privacy. The update comes as Score and Mills continue a lawsuit against the Fertility Center of Orlando, which they accuse of transferring the wrong embryo during an IVF procedure, which is pretty obviously what happened. It's pretty obviously what happened. It's also something that I think happens more than we know. And in some of these cases, if the baby is just the same color as your skin, then you go, well, it doesn't look too much like me or my wife, but the baby must be ours. It just somehow kids look different.
Especially babies. Sometimes babies right away, so sometimes their heads are all kind of mush, from the journey.
This is a bad conversation for you to be in because you had a son and he looks 100% like you.
Yeah, but the first day he had like an alien head. Like that was more the back of his head kind of jutting out a little bit from the journey.
We don't know that yours doesn't look like that if you shaved your hair off. If you completely shaved your hair off, maybe it looks like a cone head under there.
Maybe.
You know? How much money would it take?
Oh, there's a price for that. It's a big price. You also have to pay my wife.
All right. Well, we can make a deal. We can arrange this. We can make a deal. Shaving your head would be a big one. But the babies don't always look like you. I don't look like my parents, really, I don't think. I don't feel like I look like my mother or father, God rest their souls. I don't. Well, I knew when I was little, I was like, my family members, we don't really look like each other all that much. My sister always was really tall and much more lanky even than I was when we were young. And it wasn't until my sister ran away when she was 15 or so, 16. And I'm 5 years younger than my sister was. So, I'm like 11 or 10 or 11 years old, and my sister ran away.
Hard to believe she would have been 60 this year.
No, I'm not that old. I am not that old. She is past, but I'm not that old. And my sister, I always thought like she looks a little different than I do. But I didn't know until she ran away, and then my parents called the cops, and they were taking a police report to report her missing as a runaway. And then as I was sitting there, the cop goes, "Is this your biological child?" And they looked over at me, and my dad is like, "Well, we didn't want to say this, but no." And I go, "Wait, what?" And I was pretty young. I don't know what the hell all this means. And then they start explaining, and it's like, that's my mom's biological child with another man. Never knew this was a thing. Didn't know this existed. Had no clue about this at all. And my dad adopted my sister and took her on as his own after that. But a lot of times families don't have that. Like my family, my brother looks very different than I do. I think For all I know, I was adopted too, but I've never discovered that along the way.
You didn't ask follow-up questions?
I mean, I probably did, but at some point it didn't matter that much.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I'm like, when you start to become an adult, and you if you learned something about your parents, I would go, it doesn't change anything for me at all.
Right.
It's exactly the same. If I found out that my mom and my dad weren't my biological mother and father, I would say it doesn't matter. They did everything for me in my life. They treated me with the love and respect that anybody else would in that position.
Same with me, though. I would be a little perturbed that I was lied to, but I did have a bad dream when I was a kid that I found out I was adopted.
Yeah,
and I was like, that seems like kind of
mad.
It was kind of. When in the dream I was like, what the hell? But it seems kind of like a dick thing because it's like if that was true. And then I was very ungrateful for the care that I've received. That seems kind of like a dick move.
Yeah, and then you know what you do after that when you're 15 or 16 and you're in the rebellion phase.
You're not my mother.
Yeah, you're not even my dad. And that's brutal, by the way.
I've always had the same dream. I still do. I know I'm way classier than my family. I'm way cooler.
Oh, God.
I know I come from way cooler people, You know
what's funny?
The way they act, I like fine food and wine, and they don't. They just, they're typical Cubans.
You still said you would flick the mosquito out and drink the martini.
He said it was a classic martini. He says it was a very classy place, though.
I view my situation in the exact opposite, Alejandro. I would have thought whoever was my real family, they're they're sewer people somewhere. They're my real family isn't higher class than this family that's in this space right now. My real family is a member of the oblongs world, and they've been at the bottom of a hill.
That's what my baby looked like.
where radioactive fluids. That's what my real family would look like. But this family wouldn't probably have known that there was an IVF mix-up if the kid wasn't black. But that makes it, quite a bit more obvious. The couple says learning this concludes one of the chapters of their ordeal, but opens up new questions about what happened to their own embryos. They don't know whether another parent might be raising their biological child or not. They also said, and this is the new update on this, that they will be keeping this baby, that they are interested in this. They said, despite the latest breakthrough, Score and Mills says their main certainty is their commitment to the little girl they have been raising since birth. We love this child and will be her parents for life, they said, while also calling it a moral duty to make sure she can one day, if all sides agree, meet her genetic parents. But what if the genetic parents want the baby? That's another weird twist in this whole thing. But now they're saying they're keeping the baby, and they found out who the biological parents actually are in this IVF mix-up. Give us your thoughts. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com or record a dispatch. We'll play some of those. We got emails coming in, anonymous emails. We got something you need to know before you fly next time. We're just getting started. The second half of the show's on the way. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Rock Wilder says, oblong sewer Sean. This level of honesty will set you free, sir. True, I hope so. Something must. My real father's sort of a master splinter situation. So does that mean the biological parents don't want it? I don't know, crazy drunk cat lady. But wouldn't that be an interesting twist? Because it's kind of, I don't want to say hypocritical, but these people they had a child through IVF and there was a mix-up, and the child is not theirs, they discovered, because the child is black, right? So they said, we want to know if our baby is out there somewhere and we just don't know it. We want to know if our baby is out there with another couple. Then they find the couple that are the biological parents to the baby they give birth to, but they say they want to keep that baby. However, I don't know what they would do if we found a third baby, and that third baby was determined to be their biological baby, and it was in a similar situation to theirs. I feel like they might want that baby. Mind blown. Mind blown. AJ, I got your dispatch. I'm going to be playing that here shortly. Thanks for the heads up on that. The biological father went for milk and never came back. He donated milk and never came back. More of that. Put it on the list for Mo. True. Good call. The court will reward the biological parents. I did a debate on this in high school years ago. So really interesting conundrum. What is mine? What is yours? That's what's at the root of all of this, right? Like, what is mine? Nothing is more mine than the product of my DNA. Nothing could be more yours than something that grew within your own body and you gave birth to and you welcome into this world, this thing. Nothing could be more yours. But yet it's the biological outcome of other people who may lay claim to that as being theirs because of the DNA. It's all something else. Paternity test, worst case, true. Child custody is fun to navigate. This is something for the lawyers to unravel on their own. Chat, how many of you fly JetBlue? Anybody flown JetBlue in the last 10 years? Yes or no? Twitch, YouTube, TNJ chat. Have you flown JetBlue in the last 10 years? I got something for you here. Yeah, I only fly JetBlue? Sell me on that. They got good seat back entertainment options. What do they got? 90 seconds. Wait till you hear what they are under fire for. I prefer JetBlue when I can. No JetBlue for me. I used to a lot. 4 times. That's all I fly. Okay, we've got a bunch of JetBluers on board. And there's a really interesting story out about them, so we'll talk about that. 1 minute. Florida Scratcher, you've never flown anywhere in your life? You've never been on a plane? That's wild to think about. Like, you've never been on a plane. And if you've never been on a plane at this point, you probably never go on a plane in your life. That's... I get it. I get it. We're coming back. Here we go.
Interior, exterior walls, ceilings, trims, cabinets, he handles it all. He paints it, stains it, fixes it, cleans it, even the drywall and wood rot before he starts. Popcorn ceilings, gone. Need help picking colors? He's got you. If you want more than a painter and you want a painting expert, call Raphael at We Paint Everything, 407-657-2000 or online at wepainteverything.com.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
He's smiling, and that alone should scare you. This
going to be flying anytime soon. And that's a lot of you. A lot of you out there moving around, and you might want to know about this because it is a very interesting story coming up in just a second here on the show. There's only one person who isn't going to connect with this. We got somebody in our chat room watching the show live on YouTube who is like, I said, how many of you have flown JetBlue? How many of you fly JetBlue? Like in, say, the last 10 years? A lot of people, a lot of people have flown JetBlue. It's usually a good deal and pretty nice. I think it's got a pretty good reputation overall.
It's a very decent setup. For a while, they were doing like when little by little, when planes were getting Wi-Fi and they were charging a pretty decent premium for it, and then little by little they would start offering the free things that would like sponsored by something. I think JetBlue was the one whose Wi-Fi was like sponsored by Amazon, and if you shopped on Amazon while you were in the air, you got like more discounts.
Really?
Yeah. Like they would offer you incentive for shopping in the air on Amazon. And like part of me was like, do we need to buy anything expensive right now? Should we?
Yeah, wait, what? That's why they're doing it, by the way. What can I buy right now? Well, JetBlue is the airline I'm going to talk about in a second. But I said, how many of you have flown JetBlue? And somebody in chat said you could have stopped at flown. They've never been on a plane in their entire life. And this person is, I don't want to say they're old, but they're 850 years old. They're an old, they look like a mummy on the computer right now, very old. Never once flown in their entire lives, which is so strange because it is strange. I'll explain. It's so strange because it is strange. And here's what I mean by that. I think, hey, that's a strange thing. This guy has never flown in his entire life, but he has more common with everybody else in all of human history before him up until, the early mid 1900s or whatever. I don't know when Kitty Hawk and all that was. What was that, in the 30s? When was Kitty Hawk and the Wright brothers? And
let's see, Wright brothers.
You have to research it, guys.
Right.
What a loser.
1903.
1903 got a way off. All right. 1903.
Well, still took a long time to get from that first flight to where we are today.
Yeah, of course. So most people were in that same exact category. Like they never flew in their entire lives or existences. But now it seems weird to do the opposite. It's amazing how things can change so fast. But JetBlue is facing a probe right now. Not of the alien variety, but of the lawmaker variety, which is similar in some ways. Lawmakers are questioning JetBlue regarding the use of customers' personal data to determine flight ticket prices. Now, this inquiry follows an online complaint about a significant price increase after a single day. They refer to this as surveillance pricing. I don't know if you guys have heard of this before.
I've heard of the idea that you should use like an incognito web tab that doesn't use your cookies or any of your other stuff to search for prices for stuff like hotels or airplane tickets, just because of stuff like this.
Yeah, like they will store your trip to the website, JetBlue. Stop it, chat. Please, stop it.
Chat, I know what I'm doing.
Stop it, please.
Chat, I know what I'm doing.
They will store your information, and they will then go, oh, yeah, you're back again? Guess what's more expensive this time? That plane ticket you were looking at last time.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll increase the cost, and they call it surveillance pricing. They're watching you. You're not getting the same price as, let's say, Alejandro, who didn't search for it yesterday and just goes the first time over to the website, puts in the information.
In the hopes that it might create the sense of urgency that you should buy the ticket now because those prices are going up.
Yeah. I mean, and stop it, everybody. Please stop it.
Because, what's the alternative?
The alternative is that you just get this.
What a shocker, what a surprise. It's a tough story as long as it flies. This next clip is wild.
was that close, people. All you had
were
to
never
do
that
was
close.
all you had to do was not tell him that it was a plane story. All you had to do.
No, they're getting mean about it. I wasn't even looking at the chat. Avendasora is very fierce.
Play the MFing song. They said, back on a plane, back on a plane, back. Everybody is just saying back on a plane. Just play the song. I have to share this story because I think it is important. Maybe you need to clear out your browser before you go to make an actual purchase for this stuff. And they said JetBlue has denied collecting data on passengers or using it to sell ticket prices. Not sure if I believe that or not. The incident fueled claims the airline was engaging in surveillance pricing. Not only do they do this, folks, I mean, they're just making this painfully obvious that they're doing this to us. They are just making this painfully obvious that they are doing this exact thing to us. There are grocery stores now. You know this as well as I do. You know this. There are grocery stores where they have digital displays now. And if they said, man, people sure are buying up the Velveeta cheese today, jack up the price. And in real time, they tune up the price of the Velveeta cheese to make it more expensive because it's in high demand that day. Or if something is not selling at all, they'll turn the price down. And then when people start gravitating toward it, they'll put it back up. They can move the price. They do this all the time with everything.
Yeah, that's why they put the digital marquees on gas stations. Remember before you had to go there and change the gas prices? Now they just press a button.
Yeah. You ever been out there when one of those changed?
Yeah.
I seen it change. I pulled in before while it was changing. I said, I want the other price. No such thing.
I'm sorry. This was a completely different price when I started pumping this gas.
I've seen it happen. And that's what they do. That's sort of like free market stuff, to be honest with you. And there's a lot of good stuff about free markets, but that's how it works. They go, oh, yeah, you were looking for tickets yesterday? Now today, here's how much it happens. Or here's how much it happens to be. It's a little more expensive. So let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com.
Back on a plane.
There you go. Tips on thenewsjunkie.com. This person says, Dear Sean, I am writing to address the comments you made during your broadcast yesterday regarding your experience at Palm Beach Lakes High School. Even if this is a recording, it needs to be edited. Could you please clarify the years during which you attended the school? Given the significant amount of time that has passed, your recent remarks were inappropriate. In light of your current professional position, a formal apology would be the appropriate course of action.
Is this the principal?
This person. I don't know. They didn't say they wanted to be anonymous. I see what your email address is. It's not a Palm Beach Lakes High School email address. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if you worked there. Why else would you want me to apologize about my comments about the high school I went to? I told you about the high school. You know probably how old I am, right? You probably know how old I am for listening to this show. I'm a young buck. So it wasn't that long ago that I was in high school. It was just a few years back that I was in high school. I've talked about many of the schools I went to because I bounced around. But everything I said about Palm Beach Lakes High School not only stands, emailer, I'm 10 toes down on Palm Beach Lakes High School. And I guarantee you it's in the same exact position now that it was when I went to this absolute dumpster fire of a high school. I'm not saying there aren't good teachers there. My problem, in fact, with Palm Beach Lakes High School wasn't with the teachers. It was with the students at that high school. It was with the violence at that high school. It was with the gangs at that high school. It was with the level of dangerousness with which you had to approach anything that occurred at that high school. It was with the bullying that happened at that high school. It was the fact that I was put on a bus and bused 45 minutes out of the way past a brand new high school every single day to go over there to this school that sucked. So I stand by it. I stand by it 100%.
It didn't sound like a formal apology. It's so weird.
No. So I'm issuing a formal kiss my ass. It is formal, but it's definitely still a kiss my ass. I like that. In light of your current professional position, a formal apology would be an appropriate course of action. If you listen to this show for more than like 5 seconds and you don't think that I'm just going to be dead ass honest with you about whatever happened, I don't know what you want from me. Let me go back. I apologize. Palm Beach Lakes High School is actually the greatest high school on the planet. It's so amazing. Everybody who goes there is top dog, and they're get out of here, please. Here is SB with an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. How about we stop trapping animals and using them as our entertainment for profit? SB says. Have we learned nothing from SeaWorld? Sad people will pay these prices to force animal in cages for their entertainment.
Well, listen, once Sloth World starts hiring the Yin Yang twins, then maybe we could talk.
I will be there for that. I will tune into that. We need more laws stopping this practice, SB says. Sloths and all the wild animals should not be subjected to random humans touching them and traveling in boxes from their native countries. It's not an unfair argument to make. I understand what you're saying. I happen to support a lot of zoos that do things right and support places where they take care of animals in the proper ways and care for them as I believe you should. I think your argument can spread out to all sorts of things, even domesticated animals, but what you're saying is not grounded in some sort of logical issues. I think that you're right in that. I just disagree with you. However, if this was a story of these people not treating the animals as I feel to be appropriate and worthy of what they deserve, then I agree. My daughter's in the Army, says this person, and works at Walter Reed Medical School in the lab taking care of the animals. They have rats, monkeys, pigs, and ferrets. The building is rather old, so when the weather is cold or hot, she gets scheduled to do overnights, where she has to check the temperature every hour in the animal holding rooms. Bro, are you kidding me? This person is telling me that the place where they experiment on animals, the place where they're in the lab, or are you saying that the Walter Reed Medical Center takes care of animals in like a good way? Do they take care of? Does the hospital take care of animals like a veterinary clinic would?
I don't know. They barely take care of veterans.
This could pose some other problems.
Alejandro, in spite of your professional situation,
I'm going to need you to issue an apology, please. Yeah. See what you can find out about that. Because if it's animals they're like testing on at Walter Reed, I don't know if they do that. That's even more shocking. But if it's not, if they're doing some sort of animal stuff where like veterinary work, it says, my daughter's in the Army, works at Walter Reed Medical School in the lab taking care of the animals. It says taking care of the animals. They have rats, monkeys, pigs, and ferrets. The building's rather old, so when the weather is cold or hot, she gets scheduled to do overnights, and she has to check the temperature every hour in the animal holding rooms. Even there, whatever this person is doing, they're watching what the temperature is. There's a person there.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what they did with the sloths. They just abandoned the damn sloths. It's truly sad. Did you find anything else about that, Celine?
No.
Okay.
Whether or not they have a veterinary thing, I mean,
yeah. It's not like I threw something hard at you. I mean,
it all sounds like lab animals, though. All the animals you mentioned, rats and pigs and ferrets.
Yeah, and like, why is it limited to just rats, monkeys, pigs, and ferrets?
Exactly.
Those are the things they tend to test on. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Steve says to tipsthenewsjunkie.com, you were talking about a guitar player that didn't have fingers. The guitarist for Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi, cut off his fingers in an accident, but learned to play guitar by creating fake fingertips for the fingers he lost. He also tuned his guitar down low so the strings were looser and easier to play, which accounted for Black Sabbath's doomy sound. Thanks. Love the show. Steve, thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. And one more for now. Good afternoon, junkies. This is Cubby emailing. Just catching up on yesterday's show, and I saw the clip about the substitute teacher. I can tell you back when I was in school, one time my class made a Spanish substitute cry. Now, he's referencing the story about this particular teacher who had a meltdown in the classroom, and the kids were kind of filming her, and she was twerking and screaming stuff. And it was obviously, I think she was really going through it mentally, but the kids seemed more likely to film her than to rush for help. They said, so nobody is in class is all you need for this to happen. What I don't understand is with all the sex scandals, fights, and classroom incidents, why do we not have cameras in the classroom? Well, pause. I thought we did. Aren't there cameras in a lot of classrooms? A lot of schools have cameras, right?
Not inside the classrooms, though, right? Is it like in the doors and the entrances and the hallways, maybe?
God, I must be having a hallucination. I remember I thought there was like a bubble thing.
I think it depends on where you are.
Like they have them on school buses.
Half those are fake.
Are they too? Okay. Well,
that's what I always thought. Like they always had the fake mirror or the one-way or two-way mirror. I forget what you call those. And then the camera was supposed to be behind it. And I always heard like, Some of them work. Maybe
Some of them-
today you're being surveilled, maybe not.
You could buy cheap surveillance cameras. It doesn't cost much. It seems like a reasonable expense to protect the students and the teachers. We have them on buses already. Why not classrooms? Looking forward to today's show. Love you guys. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop. Thank you for the emails. Keep them coming in. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com. A new docu-series just dropped. We'll get into what's happening there. A big new AI breakthrough. But something in your house that wants to record you. It wants to record you speaking, having conversations. And if I gave you all day to guess what it was, you'd start with my phone, you start with my smart speaker, and at the end of the day, you still wouldn't get there. But this is a very real story about something that might be in your pantry that is interested in recording what you're saying. I'll explain it all. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Powered by coffee, chaos, and questionable decisions. Never algorithms. Real Radio 104.1. Guaranteed human.
You're going to start running into some slowdown.
Hello. Welcome to the show. We are cruising along, baby. The power hour is almost here.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course.
Some drama on TV that we'll get to at some point here. Interesting. Why does the stream keep freezing? I'm going to be honest with you. I've been noting your behavior lately, and I have set it up so that personally your individual stream freezes. I don't know why, but I've done that too. Hello?
Hi.
What do you want from me?
A formal apology right now.
I'm not apologizing to you for anything ever.
That's not true.
You are still in trouble. You need to apologize to me for yelling about me for something I didn't do with the tequila bar. The old. I says. What are you doing? Okay. Okay. Be safe. See you later. She's going to the sloth place. She's going to the sloth place. Don't tell me to apologize to anybody. But I may apologize to her later. Crazy thing is, I am happy to apologize to somebody if I get something wrong, or if I was in the wrong. I think people should still be happy to apologize. Just don't apologize to people who are like pressuring you for political bullshit. Never, ever apologize to people for that, ever. Because they're not actually interested in apologies. They're actually interested in control. Never apologize for that. But if you do something legitimately wrong or you get it wrong, apologize. You guys are free to correct me on anything I say any day. Normalize learning new information and admitting you're wrong. Why is this not a more obvious opinion? Seems to me that's the default, or it should be. How many times do you hear me saying when I'm sitting right here, I don't know, I could be wrong? I purposely use phrases like that when I'm in an area where I don't know what I'm talking about. When I do know what I'm talking about, I won't use those phrases. But if I'm talking about hockey or something, I'm going to be like, hey, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'll at least phrase it with that. And then I'm interested in learning more. Something in your house wants to record the sound of your voice. You would never guess it. You never say that, Watson? LOL? Okay, I tell you what. If I can find 2 examples from the last couple of days of me saying I could be wrong or I don't know about this, tell me if I'm wrong, then you can never comment and chat again. You got a deal? If I can show you 2 examples of me saying this thing, which I commonly say, trust me, I know what I say, you don't know what I say, apparently. But if I can find 2 examples of me saying that on this show, you can never comment and chat again. Deal? We got a deal? I'm waiting. Two and a half minutes. We got a deal? And no bullshit. And when I find the examples, which I will easily find because I could search through the transcript, I say it almost every single day. I might be wrong about this. This is not an area that I know about. I'm not this or that. Say it all the time. I'm 100% nuking your account. I'm 100% nuking your account immediately. When I find this and present it to you, can't create new accounts, can't do this, or you can say right now that you were wrong. Those are your options. Those are your 2 options. You have 90 seconds. You can either accept or say you got it wrong. Those are your options. Skip the middleman and start nuking? I'm 100% confident. I say this all the time. I purposely say it. And I think people should be willing to do that. Okay, I was wrong? Okay. What an absolute pussy for backing down. Everybody call Jason a pussy. Everybody call Jason a pussy for backing down. What an absolute weenie. Hypocritical? Yes. What a weenie. Typical Jason, yeah. See, that's an area where I'm confident. I know what I say. I know what I say and what I say. All right, we're coming back.
More fulfilled, healthier person.
Listen to 2% on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 2%. That's TWO% to start listening.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Maurice Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. 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 Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Couple of things here, and then we'll get to the strange thing potentially in your house, and I would say it's potentially in your pantry that wants to listen to you. I'll pay off that tease in a moment. I have a question. Can anybody hear anything I'm saying right now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's loud and clear.
Yes. We're going to start there. The first thing is, can anybody hear anything I'm saying right now? Because I just heard a very... I would say alarmed Alejandro. Panicked Alejandro has entered the equation. He's like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And I'm going, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you right now. But I think HQ is kind of dropped out or something because I can't connect to the to the computer system in there right now. And I do not see either one of you. I don't.
Well, for some reason, your connection audio-wise to us seems good and fine.
Mm-hmm.
But neither of us have your camera
Yeah, well, I'm trying to, connect through the, dub thing, C-Line.
Yeah.
And that's giving me the old thing where it's like there's a connection issue or something going on. Oh no. No, still not listening for cloud connections. But yeah, there's something that has gone wrong. And it's on your end, I believe, because I'm still cruising along. I would, but I am still cruising along over here. The only thing I heard was just a very upset Alejandro going like, whoa!
Yeah. I couldn't see you, and then I looked behind me. I couldn't see C-Lane either. No one was here, and I'm like, oh, this is why they
I was out of
me.
the room, and then I come back, and he's got the panic face.
Do you have an emergency plan if C-Lane wasn't there, and then you lost me, and it just
turn up your volume and pray?
Yeah, we were going to go to the next commercial break right away.
The Alejandro show. This was the time for it, man. You could have gone further on Walter Reed if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, the way things are going in this company, I wouldn't want to do that.
Don't step on any toes. Yeah. All right. Well, I can't see them right now, but this is how stuff works, and we'll be able to move along. And you can watch the show. At least watch me. You can do that right now over at youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. This is maybe the weirdest story of the day, and I've tried to confirm that this is absolutely legitimate. I believe it is. We're all familiar, I would guess, with the pasta sauce company Prego. Mm-hmm. You've heard of Prego, right? I don't know if that's viewed as like the cheap stuff. And
I think Prego and Ragu.
Ragu is cheaper? Is that like one of the cheaper end stuff?
I think they both are.
All I know is people arguing over this stuff all the time. I see people arguing over the Rayo's one, which is what we get. We get the Rayo's all the time. And then somebody said, no, that's garbage now because they got bought out by somebody.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, I just go, it still tastes good. I'm eating the spaghetti. And I think all of them are good, actually. And I actually saw one time where they took all of these pasta sauces and did a head-to-head battle, and Ragu was the one that won. The stuff that you can get by the bucket. You could get this stuff in a massive quantity for like $2.20, and that was the one that won in the showdown between all of them. But here's what I have for this. I'm not just talking about pasta sauce for no reason, because there's communication breakdowns going on. It's not that.
This guy, his show is reduced to pasta sauce.
What happened? They fired people, and I was just talking about pasta sauce. Prego has revealed a new product. I do not know why, but they have revealed this. The pasta sauce company Prego has revealed a new limited edition product that is designed to capture family conversations at the dinner table. The brand has introduced what they call the Connection Keeper Bundle. It's a $20 package designed to help families record and revisit real-life moments shared over meals. The bundle will be available next week while supplies last through a dedicated online storefront. The centerpiece of the bundle is the Connection Keeper. Prego sauce comes with a Connection Keeper, a screen-free recording device built to capture conversations during meals without the distraction of phones or apps. Alongside the recorder, you get traditional pasta sauce, a conversational prompt card deck, and a USB charging cable with a step-by-step guide. So this thing's about the size of like a hockey puck, and it comes with your Prego sauce, and you're supposed to toss it down on the center of the table, and it records your conversations that are going on, which seems weird, if I'm honest with you. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like, this is bringing families together, and it says the device is designed to record laughter, stories, and everyday moments, then save them so families can revisit those conversations over time. Now, before I read this, I was going to make fun of this. I was going to say, this is really stupid. It's $20, and I get my pasta sauce, and you give me a dumb recorder. Why do I need this? What do I need this for?
$20.
But
how's the quality on this $20 recorder?
It doesn't
Can we
look
put it
fancy.
to work here?
It doesn't look fancy. We might need it at iHeart. It doesn't look fancy. It looks like a hockey puck. You drop it in the middle of the table. But then I thought, what if my dad had bought this when I was a kid? And let's say for like a year or something, when we were having family dinner, just dropped this thing down in the middle. and captured all of these conversations that happen around your family dinner table? Wouldn't that be pretty awesome to have that afterwards? Wouldn't that be, am I the only one that thinks that would be like a really cool thing if afterwards you go, oh my God, I remember that year that Dad recorded our family dinners and the conversations we were having, and he saved it with that stupid thing from the pasta sauce company. I would be enthralled. Maybe that's because everybody at my dinner table is dead, but I don't want to bring it down.
Jeez, man.
I'm sorry.
What if though you go through the archives and it's like, it's weird. There's a good handful of recordings here, and it seems like I liked my dad's cooking every time. Which it's just crazy because I know that there were times where he missed the mark, but they just don't seem to be in the archive.
He was specific as to when he was dropping that, I think. I think it's kind of cool. I know a lot of people are going to crap on this. I know a lot of people are going to say this is a dumb idea, but I really think I would love to hear those conversations. And some of you might go, well, at my dinner table, Sean, we were fighting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It sounds like you had like a nice full house Brady Bunch type of conversations in your dinner table. But I don't want to re-listen to my parents telling me I wasn't going to make it.
I want to re-listen to that, Alejandro.
I don't want to listen to that.
I would love to hear
I only want to
the
re-listen
kids
to that.
bickering and stuff.
I only want to re-listen to my parents telling me that if I've made it, you know? But, you know, my parents didn't tell me that, so.
But it turned out they were right.
I also think that of all the companies to come up with this idea, you know, pasta sauce is looked at as mostly an Italian thing, and those are the families that fight at the dinner table the most, you know?
That's fantastic, though. That's the best of the best. Mando says, nope, no sense in recording random YouTube videos and puking sounds. That's what's happening at your table? What's going on? I think what you would record is something that doesn't happen that much. Mostly natural conversations between family members.
Yeah, but not in this case because they're giving you cards to prompt the different topics and conversations. That's what you read, right?
That's true. That I would throw away, Alejandro.
Oh, you're not going to play the
no.
talk at the dinner table card game?
Yeah, you know me. I'm not doing that part. I think that part is stupid. I'd throw those out. But just put it down there. Don't even really say anything. Tell them it's a salt shaker or something. The kids are dumb. They won't know. And then later on, you'll have these things that people could go over. I got to tell you, I had a moment where Courtney and I, a couple of years ago, sat down and I took on all of the like family photos and all of that stuff because somebody had to have it, even though it's funny because I'm like the least type of person you would ever think would have those sort of things. I don't have a lot of photos around the house other than the digital frame, but going through those photos and memories of my family, I thought was pretty awesome, pretty interesting. And whilst my dad didn't take photographs of some family stuff that we did, and we had a camera for one Christmas, but my dad was so bad that he recorded about 6 or 7 things, and then they all just recorded over the top of each other. So when we watched it, it was like me riding my bike over the top of the Christmas tree, and like all the frames were like laid on top of each other. I don't know how he even did it, but we didn't catch a lot of good stuff.
That was advanced for cameras of those days.
Yeah, it was features that he didn't know how to use, clearly.
Was it a film camera?
It was a little smaller, but still like shoulder size.
But it had like VHS inside it or beta or something. Okay.
It had a big VHS kind of tape, I think, that you put in afterwards. And
because like you record over magnetic tape, you just record new material. I am like flabbergasted as to how your dad could have pulled this off.
Oh my God. I even showed it. I think I posted it. Did I? When I was going through all that stuff, and this is why I think like creating these memories, you know, even for me is kind of important. When I was going through all of this stuff, I looked and I posted this back in the day. I don't think I could find this right now. Otherwise, I absolutely would. Let me look for cop. And I don't know if that will or won't bring it. Or police. My father, for whatever reason, in this stack of photographs, had photographs of a stripper. Did I share this with you, C-Lane?
You definitely told me about it. I don't know if you showed me the pictures.
He had photographs of a party he was at with a woman who was dressed up as a police officer with like a baton and like the skimpy outfit. And, you know, I heard you guys were being
Somebody's
bad.
been a very bad boy.
And when I go to the first photo, I go, my dad was at a party and took a picture of the police officer stripper. And then I keep going through the photos and I'm like, oh, okay, now she's completely naked. Now she's, okay, she's only topless in this. Nope, now she's fully nude now. Now the cop is, you can't tell she's a cop anymore. My dad captured those moments.
Can't tell she's a cop.
Can't tell. No, but still got the baton though. Still got the baton.
Really?
Just doing different things now. And I look through these photos and I go, that's kind of interesting that my father saved that. But I
only
would
see
trade
half the baton.
I would trade just the handle. I would trade so many things like that for something that recorded just a regular dinner conversation with everybody. Would you ever buy this? The pasta sauce company Prego revealing a $20 device that records family conversations during meals. Let us know your thoughts over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, quick break. When we come back, jury duty, and I got some big updates for you on things we've been talking about. I got that celebrity that people were very keen on, but now they seem to be dumping on. I teased that earlier. As always, sometimes things move down the line here, but that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
After their big Game 1 win in Detroit, the Magic try to do it again. They visit the Pistons in Game 2 tonight. NBA playoffs last night, 2 more road teams won to even series at 1. The Sixers winning at the Celtics and the Blazers rallying from 14 down to beat the Spurs. Meanwhile, the Lakers beat the Rockets again to go up 2-0. Baseball, the 2 Florida teams lost. The Marlins falling to the Cardinals.
Hello? What do you think, folks? Would you buy one of those? Or is it sappy? Or am I getting sappy and emotional on you? Perfect, Sue, I take it. Why is this not? Come on. Come on.
What year did you graduate high school?
2000. 1999, I think, or 2000. Yeah.
Talking to me or talking to the people?
Oh. 1999. Why? Okay, let's bring them up. Let's shout this person out.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talent Comprehensive.
Hey folks, how are you? Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Miscellaneous found the grades for my high school for this person demanding an apology for besmirching Palm Beach Lakes High School. No, you're not getting sappy emotional, but about it, I probably would have bought it 20 years ago when my kids were little. I just think the idea of capturing a moment, just like a natural moment with your family, like you can just kind of get lost inside that. Sort of the modern equivalent would be, what's the Apple Vision Pro or whatever? The modern equivalent would be wearing that for a Christmas, and you get like this completely 3D map of the room where you can kind of wander through and experience that moment again. It's cool, right? Yeah, hey, it's Sean. Yeah, I agree.
They're great people at Life Imaging FLA. Take advantage of this.
I agree.
Life Imaging FLA. Here's what you do. You pick up your cell phone and you
Have you heard that crazy email yet, or am I just that desensitized? Which crazy email? Which one? There's a lot. 90 seconds. That's a great way to go. Other people have gone and found out that they had to get it. That is why I have Teddy cams everywhere. Might get lucky. Woo. Hey, Captain Martin. Captain Martin over there checking out the stats on TNJ chat. Let's get those numbers up. Chat.thenewsjunkie.com. God bless you. They pay off everything I've teased and not mentioned. Okay. All right, we're good. Coming back.
It can make all the difference. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. 800-LIFELOCK. 1-800-LIFELOCK or LifeLock.com. Use the promo code BECK at LifeLock.com.
This is Ross Chastain, NASCAR driver and your Fresh from Florida farmer. When you shop for locally grown fruits and vegetables, look for the Fresh from Florida logo. It's a sign of local pride, peak freshness, and quality you can trust. That little logo, it's a big deal.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total.
Over on the website. Where's that, you ask? Where is it? It's a place where you can find chat, TNJ chat, at chat.thenewsjunkie.com, or everything else about the show at thenewsjunkie.com. Jury duty on the way. Alejandro's now taking to trolling me and pretending we had another.
Where are you? Where?
Drop
Hello?
out. So, Come here. I'm going, son of a bitch. What? It's one of those days. What's happening here? So we've got a lot to get into, but C-Lane said, somebody demanded I apologize earlier about the comments that I made about a high school that I went to, Palm Beach Lakes High School. I don't know why. I don't know if they go to the school, if like their wife goes to this, works at the school. I don't know what their thing is, but they said, because of your professional position, you need to back down from the comments you made. And the comments I made aren't something that I would ever back down from because it's just my experience. Like I'll apologize if I get something wrong. If I'm wrong about something and new information comes in, I'll address the information the best I can. I try to do all those things. I said earlier when I was talking to Chad, I say all the time you'll hear me say on the show, I could be wrong about this. If I don't have a high level of confidence, I'll say I might be wrong about this. I have no idea. But in this case, I know 100% because I went to the school. The school was god-awful bad and dangerous at the time. And they bust me out there, and that's why I missed all of those days and ended up leaving that school after skipping like 34 days. The principal used to have to get me in a golf cart and pick me up from the bus every day. The principal was sitting there in a golf cart when my bus pulled up. This is a big public school. And he would wait, and he'd be like, Sean Watson on there today? And there I am. And I wander off the school bus, and the principal would go, sit down. I'd sit down on the golf cart. He would drive me to my first class. And he would make sure I went in, and he'd go, he's not allowed to leave. He's not allowed to use the restroom. He's not allowed to do anything. After the end of the class, he'd be right there in the golf cart. The principal would drive me to the next class.
What if you had to pee?
I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't allowed to leave. They said if there's anything that he needs, you have to call me, and then the principal would then take me to whatever the next location was. And so then I said, okay,
what a
fine.
Setup.
I said,
would have
joke's
loved
on
a
you.
golf cart escort everywhere, but I got 2 good grades for it, I guess.
I said, principal, joke's on you. Here's the deal, all right? The deal is all I have to do is not be on the bus, and then we're fine. Then we're good to go. Rachel says, saying that you yourself had a bad experience there is not the same as saying that it's a garbage school. It can be, and it is in this case. It was a garbage school. We had kids bringing guns and firing off guns at the school. We had gangs in the school. We had kids bullying people everywhere in the school. You'll just have to either take my word for it or not. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. You can either think that I am talking from a place of understanding and or not. But C-Lane said he found the grades for the school. Can you see them all the way back to when I graduated in like 98, 99?
The earliest year I can get to is 1999. And so I don't have, if these exist, I'd love to see them. I don't have any sort of metrics for gang activity or those sort of disciplinary actions at the school. But I do have the grades. Like, that's the easiest thing that people always talk about. Oh, there's an A school in this neighborhood and stuff like that.
What do they do it by? It's like just like A, B, C, D, F?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a letter grade.
All right. Yeah.
And I'm going to start at 1999, where that's when you graduated, 99?
That's when I graduated, but I graduated from another school in 99 because I left that school.
Okay.
98 to 99, I think, was when I was around.
So 99, it was a D school.
Yeah.
And then moving forward, D, C, D, C, C, D, C, D, C, 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 D, D, C, C. No grade in 2021.
I didn't even get one in 2021?
I don't know that a lot of them did. Indian Pines Elementary School somehow did, but not maybe the high schools. I don't know. 2022, C, 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 C. They haven't seen anything better than a C. If they have, it was before 1999.
Yeah, it's bad school. Bad school, and mostly bad school because bad kids. That's the only real question here. You can dice that up. Like, there's a lot of schools that I might call a bad school, but it has great staff. They're trying. They're doing the best that they can. The kids are what makes things a bad school. I would say 6-7 times out of 10. Mostly it's the kids. It's the kids coming from these situations where they either don't have both their parents in the house or they have garbage parents and the parents don't care about what they do or whatever. And it turns into a whole mess. And the teachers cannot fix that. So sometimes the school is bad as a result of not the teachers or how hard they're trying, but actually because the students suck and they're ruining everything. That, I think, it was the case with Palm Beach Lakes High School. And I think a D is being generous. I think we're being generous by giving the school a D, actually. I think they deserve... Is there anything below an F?
There was that year that they didn't get a grade. I don't know if that's below or if that's just not enough data.
That was their most deserving year, not getting a grade at all. That's what they actually should have been getting at that time. All right, let's see here. Before we get to jury duty, actually, let me just pay this off real quick. New docu-series. I teased this, so let me pay it off. Hulk Hogan Netflix series has been released after his death, depicting steroid use, scandals, and regrets. Hulk Hogan, Real American. Are you a Hulk Hogan fan, Alejandro? You like the guy or no?
I was when I was young, yeah. Hulk Hogan and Macho Man, you know.
It's a 4-part docu-series, all right? 4-part docu-series that continues up until Hogan's death from a heart attack at the age of 71 years old. And I guess they were following around him at that time. And he admits, he goes, I wish I would not have lied. I wish I would have been honest with everybody. I was asked multiple times if I did steroids, and I said, no, 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 no. He said, I lied to Arsenio Hall. I lied to all these people. And of course
not Arsenio.
Of course, Hulk Hogan, of course you lied. Of course, all of these people lied. Almost every one of these wrestlers was doing steroids. I could see a person, like, I remember one time I was having a conversation with Courtney, and Courtney likes Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. She thinks he seems like a fun guy. She particularly likes him.
Do you not?
No, I do like him. Okay. I do like him. She particularly likes him and Kevin Hart. She likes them together, like, you know, the thing that they do playing off of each other. And I said, well, you know, The Rock is massive. He's like, he's all, you know, fueled up on steroids. She goes, you think The Rock does steroids? And I said, yeah, definitely. Like, there's very few people that can get that large, that massive. And I'm not saying he's lazy. I'm not saying he doesn't have an insane gym routine. I'm saying he does all of those things. I'm saying he does all of those things. But also, hey, by the way, you can't get that big without using some kind of steroids. So many of these people did the same thing. Also, it's revealed in this Hulk Hogan Real American docuseries that he was taking lethal amounts of fentanyl daily. He was taking fentanyl, Hulk Hogan was, after the divorce from his wife, Linda Hogan. So he was also taking fentanyl, 80 milligram fentanyls, 2 in the morning, stuffing them under my gums. I had 2 300 milligram patches of fentanyl on my legs, and they gave me 6 1,500 milligram fentanyl lollipops to eat. He was fentanyled out.
Jeez, under my gums.
Yeah.
Does it just mean like in between the gum and the lip?
I guess so. It's strange.
I mean, stuffing something under your gums.
Yeah,
it better be fentanyl. It better be fentanyl.
Yeah.
If I'm not, I want to not feel it.
That's a wild ride right there. I'm going to hold on to the stories that we have, including one that is, they call it the gates of hell. The gates of hell. And 2 different types of gates of hell when we come back. What a man was caught doing by a sheriff here that they said was the gates of hell. And then the world of sports, which for me is sometimes can be being at the gates of hell. But what happened during one of these sports games, as they call them? This was a shocker for me, maybe not for you, but I'll tell you about it because it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Celebrate the arrival of summer at the 5th Annual Sanford Riverwalk Rhythm and Brews Barbecue Fest.
Hello. Power hour is on. God bless you. Paranormal writer and UFO researcher David Wilcock has died at the age of 53.
Sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at TrueGreen.com and get your first application.
Do we know him?
True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider.
Kikos, it's nice to see you in a good mood today, David. Lifts our spirits, meditation, vibing together, shine so bright. Great show yet again. Much love to us all. Thank you very much, Kiko.
Not familiar with him. But they said paranormal writer and UFO researcher David Wilcock, who had over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, has died at 53. Just one day before he died, he signed off on a live stream with the following clip. No.
Thank you so much, very.
Hang on. Hey, I'll save this. We'll watch it together. So he just signed off from a live stream with some bizarre clip, I guess? Hang on, let me pull this up. That's weird. What did he say? All right, I got the clip. All right. And bring that to the front of the line. And I'm going to tease off everything that I'll pay off everything that I've teased when we come back, including the celebrity that people are turning on. I saw somebody bitching at me online, and they were like, I love the show, but he teases stuff and it makes you wait too long. It's like, man, I'm doing my best. I'm teasing stuff. I make sure everything's paid off at some point in time. I do my best. I'll play that clip for you. I'll tell you the celebrity that people are turning on. We'll do the jury duty stories. I got this sports thing all coming off next. Okay, I'm all off. And the discount dispatch, yes. And that. Ad-free stream is showing a media error won't play. Working for me. Yeah, refresh. That's the ad-free stream over there. I'm logged in. That's called the big screen. The big screen. The news fluffer? Sure. Oh, here comes Sloth King. Sloth King, you know something about these sloths? You got some inside info for us? Guys, I'm not sure how many of you are keeping up with our Secret Shows saga about Pallet Man. But Josh Fowler on Secret Shows has been telling us about this Pallet Man neighbor that he has. It's been an enthralling tale. We have yet another major update in the Pallet Man saga this week. It'll be tomorrow live at 8 p.m. on Secret Shows right here. You can watch live if you're a Secret Shows subscriber over on thenewsjunkie.com. We'll probably try to get some gifted subs rolling in tomorrow during the show to hype people up last minute for that. And Josh says more people are coming up to him than anything else asking him about the Pallet Man saga. They're thrilled. They're going crazy for us. And we have a new update on that on Secret Shows this week. I feel so sorry for Pallet Man now. Why? You may or may not change your mind. That song gets stuck in my head all the time. True. It's back to playing now. It was out for a while. I don't know what was happening with that, but I'll take a look at it after the show. 90 seconds into the power hour with Alejandro on board. Why don't you tell us about the Siamese twins that moved to England so the other guy could drive? Come on. This is on my iPad. It plays for a while, and then this works on my laptop. Something must have got hung up there. I don't know. I mean, I will take a look at it after the show. Right now, there's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. The Ball Gala. 1 minute. Here we go.
Sponsored by the St. Johns County Tourist Development Council. For details and tickets, it's easy. Visit hastingsfl.org.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Offices Orlando. Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got a question after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1.
Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com. This
made it. Here we are, and you learn more about the show, and you subscribe to the podcast, go into the TNJ chat room and all that good stuff over at thenewsjunkie.com. Couple of things now. One thing is, I'm going to pay off all the stuff that I have teased so far that I have not mentioned because as somebody was raging at me online in one of these comments threads, and I always catch the weird stuff, and somebody's like, man, I hate them because I listen to the show, and then he talks about what he's going to talk about, and then he never gets to whatever he teased. He never pays it off. Sean's the worst. He just keeps stretching out the tease. I'm like, man, it's a lot of stuff happening over here. I try to get everything that I tease in before the end of the show at some point in time, but stuff gets shuffled around, and that's just how it goes. So I'll pay off
don't
everything.
Misquote me. There were some names in there, too.
It wasn't from you. I looked directly at their profile and examined their family photo.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't. Weed Consumer on YouTube says, you got to bring in Alejandro more. We would love to. We would love to bring in Alejandro more. Here's the thing. I feel like in some ways, this is probably not something he's seeking. Because what time did you wake up this morning, Alejandro?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. All right. 5 o'clock in the morning is when he woke up. And after, when the show ends, do you have stuff to do like immediately after the show too?
Yeah, we stay for a little while.
Okay. I would take Alejandro a hell of a lot more on the show. Sometimes I feel like, oh, this guy wakes up so early and now, we're holding him over.
This is voluntary.
Longer.
This is voluntarily. And don't get paid for this. I was not gonna show up as a form of protest. But
you are getting paid. Yes, it's a very I don't know what they throw anymore at anybody around here at iHeart, but I would love to have you on the show more. We're going to be bringing more people on all the time, and we would love to make Alejandro one of those people. That's going to be up to Alejandro though, because again, like I started to think about imagine somebody from the morning show waking up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then you get to go further on, and then you get to this point, you're like. And Barbecue Baby says he sounds thrilled. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
No, I love it here. It's not as bad when I'm helping Jimmy and Jack and Deb. That's worse because now I'm here from 6 in the morning to 7 at night.
Oof, that's a long time.
Yeah.
I love when Alejandro is on the show. They're saying, yeah, look, he's a great guy. We love him too. All right, let's get to the stuff I teased here. Alejandro, do you know who Theo Von is, the comedian? Are you familiar?
Of course, yes.
Okay. I don't know why, but people seem to have turned on this guy. And I'm sure there's like some kind of politics at the center of it or whatever. But I keep seeing these posts everywhere where everybody now. First, Theo Von was this guy that he was fun and adorable and told these weirdo stories, had a quirky little personality. And I would watch it.
You ever tried cocaine?
Was that to J.D. Vance? Was that to the vice president?
I feel like he asked everybody about drugs at some point.
I find him to be funny. I think he seems like a nice guy. I think he seems like an interesting cat. He doesn't have like the most predictable opinions. And I happen to really like that. I happen to dig that. And this is just one of the examples here. Theo Von in the past few months, it says, attacked Trump, bombed his Netflix special, anti-white tirades, that I'm not familiar with, or some of this other stuff, really. He had a total crash out on the Joe Rogan podcast. He wants Barron Trump on the military front lines. He claims to be the victim. He cries over self-esteem issues on his podcast. He's a mentally unstable lunatic. There's one example. There's a lot of them. Here's Theo Von is nearly 50 and is crying like a little girl on his podcast over his mom being kind of mean to him when he was a kid. Pushing 50 and crying over self-esteem issues. Pathetic and embarrassing. This is why nobody should take his political takes seriously. There's a lot of like anti-Theo Von stuff all of a sudden. I've also seen people crapping on his movie, which his movie didn't do great over the weekend. The movie with him and David Spade, the bus boy, I think. But the movie apparently only cost $3 million or so to make, $3 or $4 million. And it made like 1.5 in its first weekend out. So it's not a runaway hit at the box office. It was like 9th place, but the movie will probably make its money back. And I think that will be a win for him.
Is that his first movie or maybe first major movie?
Has he been in other stuff? Not that I've seen him in. Somebody says, yup, Theo hides behind comedy when he says crazy S. I was never really caught this, and I don't pay enough attention, but I see a pushback on the guy. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised. They do this with literally everybody. You take somebody, and then Here's one of the best examples I can give of this. Celine, who was the lady? Susan
Lucci.
On Britain's Got Talent. Susan, remember the ugly lady with the beautiful voice? You know what I mean? I'm just being real here. I forgot what her name was. Susan Boyle. All right? Susan Boyle. Everybody goes, this lady is amazing. Absolutely unbelievable. She can sing like nobody else. The voice of an angel. And they lift up Susan Boyle and they go, look, she doesn't look like she can sing, which was a way to say she's ugly. But she has a beautiful voice. They're expecting a pop star to be a pretty attractive person. Susan Boyle, though, gets picked up, and everybody in the world is like, wow, she's amazing. Videos going viral everywhere. We're going to give her record deals. We're going to make everything all Susan Boyle all the time. And that's fine. She seemed like a nice lady, right? And then a matter of time went by when she became this big figure in the, just like the global culture out there. And then people started saying, oh, actually, she's a pain in the ass. Oh, somebody lives next door to her and she won't stop singing. She sings all day long from sun up to sundown. And Celine, you might be able to find that story. Look up neighbors complain Susan Boyle or something. And we take this person that we've brought from nothing. We love to do this. Americans in particular love to do this, but everybody does, I guess. We love to take somebody from nothing. We pluck them from obscurity. And then we bring them up and we're like, look at this. We've made them famous. We've made them so famous. Look here. Look at the Hawk Tua lady. We made her so famous. And then we love to knock them back down to earth and start hating on them. And there's all these hate articles about them. And I think if you don't have people talking like this about you, you're probably not saying much of interest. You're probably a boring person. If you don't have people hating on you on some element, if you're in even like me, you're probably not saying too many things if you've just managed to be milquetoast all the way through. That's just my theory on this. I don't know. Maybe Theo Von has said some horrible things, but it just seems to me like people just want to hate him now.
Well, they listed attacking Trump in the tweet, and I was like, well, didn't he also have Trump on the show? Mm-hmm. So if you've had Trump on your show and you've also attacked him, those are two big groups that you've pissed off now.
Yeah. Right. There's no winning, right?
Like having Trump on the show, you're pissing off all the haters, the Trump haters, and then attacking him for something, now you're pissing off the MAGA side.
This is why this is impossible sometimes. It's Playboy G says, this is all because Theo Von has been bashing the Israeli government and all the crazy stuff in the world. But it's easy to diffuse. It's easy to diffuse a force, but labeling them erratic and crazy, I think is what he meant to say. Look, I think I don't have a problem with him, and I'm also the type of person where if somebody goes, you know what, I agree with you on X, Y, and Z, but here's my issues with Israel. Like, what a weird thing that you want to force everybody to agree with everything you think. I never would want to do that. You think Alejandro and I agree on everything?
Yes.
He does want to come back, guys.
Probably not.
Apparently not agreeing with you is not good for this company.
I don't know. You're gonna have to take one side or the other, buddy.
No,
they're not one and the same.
I haven't seen the latest special on Theo, but I've seen a couple of films, TV viral stuff, social media that he starts clips on stage saying, I'm trying to stay alive. I want to kill myself. People go pay for a comedy show, not for you to depress me more.
I do agree with that. I heard that he was filming a special for Netflix and the crowd wasn't that into it. And then he did have kind of a meltdown on the stage.
Yeah, I don't know if I've watched it yet.
I think that just happens. I think that just happens sometimes, but I don't know. Maybe he deserves some kind of reaction like this. But to me, I think we like to bring people up and then we like to bring them right back down to earth.
July of 2012, singing sensation Susan Boyle from Britain's Got Talent is annoying her next-door neighbors, according to the Daily Mail, claiming her singing is unbearable and loud enough to drown out the sound of their television, which just sounds miserable.
You imagine Susan Boyle lives next door to you and she's like, oh, she's just singing so loud next door to you that this is your complaints. You're like, Everything's good in this neighborhood except for you know what.
Susan Boyle.
It's like you go to talk to your friend who's like, I got some neighbors that are just a nightmare. You go, you do? My neighbor's Susan Boyle, and that bitch will not stop singing. It is just incessant, this lady. Holy cow.
I bet you it wouldn't be that bad if she was hot.
You're right. If it was Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
Next door, nobody's saying it. J-Lo's living next door. Ain't nobody complaining about that at all.
If you're trying to watch TV, you are. I mean, at some point, like, you're tired of living next door to J-Lo. Like,
are you?
There's only so much pedestal that somebody could be on until, you're in a situation where you start evening out a little bit. And if you live next door to J-Lo and she's the most annoying neighbor ever, eventually that pedestal is going to get, worn out on you.
Let me ask you a question. You guys both be as honest with me as you can. If you were going to have a neighbor that was a major celebrity, but they were really annoying, wouldn't you still want the major celebrity to be your neighbor? Because I would be telling everybody about that. I'd be going, oh my God, J-Lo is my neighbor, and she is so, like, I would be so excited that I had the most annoying, most famous neighbor in the world. Man Kick It says that'd be daily content. Absolutely. If I had somebody super famous and so annoying that lived next door to me, I would be over the moon.
I would, equal the playing field by bitching about them on the radio show every day.
Probably. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Adam Sandler may be my next door neighbor.
Couldn't have been Adam Sandler. It can't be. Rob Schneider, maybe, but not Adam.
It's somebody in that universe, but definitely not Adam Sandler. All right, here's the other stuff I teased but haven't paid off just yet. I saw this moment. Let me see if I can bring this up. There was a thing at a sports game, as they call them, for the Los Angeles Kings. And the Los Angeles Kings were playing when the fans started getting a little rowdy. And as the fans got rowdy, they were smashing on the glass behind the players. Here, I'll bring it up for those of you watching here on the show. They were smashing on the glass behind the players, and it completely and totally shattered. And I don't know if it's plexiglass or what. It didn't break like plexiglass. Here it is. There they go. They're moving the glass, and then it just... Oh! It landed on the coach. They were behind the coach during this hockey game. The fans are rocking the glass. They're getting more and more aggressive. And then it breaks, and it drops on the coach. And for whatever reason, maybe I'm wrong about this. There you go. I thought that they had plexiglass around the perimeter of a hockey match or game or whatever.
Is there a point in which plexiglass shatters like regular glass?
I don't think so. Again, could be wrong. I think it's bulletproof. I think it's thick stuff that wouldn't fall apart like that.
Plexiglass
it's crazy, though.
Highly shatter resistant and typically does not shatter into dangerous, sharp shards like glass does. How it breaks when under extreme pressure, it's more likely to snap, fracture, or crack rather than shatter into small, sharp pieces. That's not what we're looking at there.
No, this looked like regular glass. Alejandro's right. It looked like a big pane of glass that they broke, and then it just shoved down on the coach. And then I love nothing more than these idiots who are up here. You can see their faces, right? And they're up here, and they're pushing on the glass. They're shoving on the glass. They're shoving glass around as much as they can. Finally, the glass breaks and dumps onto the coach, and then they're like, whoa, they're making, how could that have happened? No one could have ever anticipated it. Yeah. Oh my God, this is such a shocking moment here. Like, yeah, of course it did. I'll put this during the break up on See It Now so you could take a look. But that happened during an LA Kings hockey game.
I wonder
in Colorado
how much backup glass they have at any given hockey game like that. Like maybe the league requires a certain amount because they have backup stuff for when you break it. Like there have been a bunch of times, maybe not a bunch, but like a handful of moments where at an NBA game somebody's gone up for like a huge dunk and has just shattered the backboard of the basketball hoop, and then they have to go in the back and get a new one.
Yeah, they have to go and get another one, so they must have backups for that, I would think. Or what else haven't I paid off here? In jury duty, I teased the Gates of Hell story. So this is for that guy that says I don't pay off the teases. A Melbourne man will be thrown in jail as part of a human trafficking investigation this week. This is a weird one. Listen to this. In a video, Sheriff Wayne Ivey said the man identified as Antonio Granados, 26 years old, was responsible for trafficking a teenage girl. Here's what he said. This guy preyed upon a teenager. He trafficked her. He prostituted her. He's 26. She's a teenager. And he emotionally and physically abused her for his own repulsive pleasure. Now, this guy looks about like you would think, face tattoos and all that nonsense. Per the sheriff, the investigation kicked off on April 2nd when a school resource deputy was approached by the victim's mother, who said her daughter claimed to have been abused by this guy. They spoke with the victim and pointed him towards this guy. According to the victim, she met him through a mutual friend, and he became extremely controlling. He even immediately set up a camera in her bedroom so he could monitor her every move. So he starts dating this teenager, and then he puts a camera up in the room of her bedroom. Parents, I feel like you would spot that. No, I feel like you would. I would hope. I know the cameras are getting smaller and all of those things, but
did he hide it in like a teddy bear or something?
Maybe. It said he even set up a camera in her bedroom so he could monitor her every move. Then he began a forced and manipulated sexual relationship that forced her to commit sex acts well over 100 times across several locations throughout the county. Now they've got this guy, the 26-year-old responsible for trafficking this teenage girl, and he is behind bars, thankfully. And the final thing to pay off right now, I just saw this a moment ago. Stay by the dump button, Alejandro. I don't know what this guy says, but this is a clip that's starting to get some attention. Paranormal writer and UFO researcher, a man who had over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, David Wilcock, has died at the age of 53. Boulder County, Colorado authorities say he took his own life outside of a residence. Authorities say Wilcock may have been in the middle of a mental health crisis. Within minutes of their arrival, officials say the man used the weapon. Investigators say deputies searched the home and surrounding property and found nobody else. Just one day before he died, all right, one day before he died, this UFO guy, big figure on social media and YouTube, he signed off on a live stream on YouTube with the following clip, and I have the clip. So let's listen. Here
We're good. That was our little quick global peace meditation. I'll read a couple of your comments here. We're getting very close to the end here, so we don't have hardly any time.
Sounds like you.
I honestly think commercials are time to hit, so we don't get the same kind of...
He doesn't sound like me. How dare you? This guy's low energy. He's a low-energy UFO guy.
Oh, well, yeah, you can hit the skip button. But again, somebody says that has a great frequency, and so it is. Amen. Kiko says, nice to see you in a good mood today, David. It lifts our spirits. Meditation, vibing together, shines so bright. Great show yet again. Much love to us all.
Thank you. This is fine. This is him reading the chat messages out and kind of leading everybody into the final portion of his live stream. That seems normal. I don't see what's weird.
Very much, Kiko. Eden Hollander says, thank you, David. Walking Tree says, arigato.
Don't say I have his haircut either. No. All right? I don't have this sideshow bomb looking haircut. I took my hat off yesterday on the stream. I have a totally normal, fresh cut, all right? I'll have you know. I have headphones on. See? Fresh cut, baby.
Wow.
Yeah. Doesn't look, I don't have little curly danglers going on like this guy.
Not up there.
Not at all. Here, where else?
Yeah. Night, Mark. Great meditation, great show. Love you, brother. Glad I got done early and could catch most of it.
What's he do here?
Come in and get the rest later. Saving the best for last. The end won't be for everyone. I think it's possible that he was sacrificing his reputation for the sake of the plan, just like Batman in the movie The Dark Knight. Thank you so much, David, for your time, effort, and energy. Ghost of Adi, you are now cleared for liftoff. Appreciate that very much. Awesome.
Okay, I haven't seen anything weird. There's 30 seconds left in this. This is supposed to be the last clip he had before the cops raided his house, and he ended up taking his own life. But I haven't seen anything super strange.
Show, David, keep the light flowing and keep the faith. Sofa King, that was beautiful.
It's a person named Sofa King. That's the person's name. Yeah, Sofa. Yeah.
Thank you for another great show, says Vicky Cornwall. Venus.
Does he have the same people in his chat as we have in ours? I think
we got
he's gonna
king of sofas somewhere in ours.
You're going to be like Insecure Walrus. Crazy Drunk Cat Lady.
So it is. Amen. Thank you guys so much. I really love you and appreciate you guys. I'm so glad that you're here, guys.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
We will see you on the next time around. And I am so grateful, and we'll do the typical lead out here. And A-N-D, not E-N-D. And scene. There we go.
That's it?
All right, you guys. Thank you so much.
That just sounded like a man ending his dream. There was nothing weird about that at all. There was... what are they reading into there? It says just before the day he died, he signed off on a live stream with the following clip.
Maybe the not end.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe that he seemed positive the day before he died. Well, yeah. I mean, he's streaming. He's putting on a personality, for God's sake. That's one thing that's going on here. I don't find that to be that weird. I mean, the story that happened afterwards appears to be weird, and the guy took his own life, et cetera, et cetera. But, all right, we'll take your thoughts on that. We've got a couple more segments before we wrap things up today. Stay with us. Join us over on youtube.com/The News Junkie. Quick break. We're back with your feedback. That's coming up next on The News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash getting cleared up on Edgewater Drive, eastbound at Fairbanks Avenue. The right lane's blocked. I-4 eastbound before Dirksen Drive. Look out for a crash off to the shoulder getting cleared up. Afternoon traffic starting to form in some typical areas on the major roadways. Specifically I-4, you're going to run into some slowdowns through the city. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Florida Pest.
Hello! Well, behind the scenes of the show. Chat, I need a great banger song to end on. What do we got? I need a great banger song to end on. Sofa King, explain yourself. We know something strange is going on here. We know something strange is going on here. Very, very curious. I need a song to end on. Something cool. Something with a good vibe. Not bangarang. Not 6 a.m. police at my door. I don't even know that one. I imagine it's like 6 a.m. police at my door. I ain't gonna deal with this shit anymore. I imagine it's something like that. Hook by the Blues Traveler. Yeah, okay, alright. Sean sounds pretty chipper for his last show. Hey, what the hell? Doors, this is the end? What? It's not my last show. Don't put it on me. I'm not dying. American Woman, Lenny Kravitz? Baby Shark, no. No. Somebody's watching me? No. Alejandro by Lady Gaga? I had thought about that. American Woman, maybe. American Woman. That's the best suggestion so far. Freebird? Oh, you know what? I'm going with Ghostbird. Hinder. And I'll tell you why. I've seen the lead singer from Hinder sing that song 20 years later after it was a hit. And his video has been going viral over the last couple of days or weeks. It'll connect with some people. Lips of an Angel. Butt rock, dad rock, whatever you call it.
itching, watery eyes, sinus headaches, sneezing, runny nose? Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help, so you can start treating the source instead of just masking the symptoms. Aspire has helped thousands just like you with solutions that actually work. Don't spend another season being miserable. Go to aspireallergy.com to schedule your appointment today. That's aspireallergy.com. Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word trust right now to 2029.
Okay.
That's trust to 20129.
Got it. Now I just need to get the audio. Do that during the next break. I really like Alejandro. Bring him through. Good takes. Perfect line timing. Oh, he's a good guy.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or vasoconstricted pagel, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist.
All right, stand by. We are coming back. Power Hour rolls on.
Izervay, or go to izervay.com.
Bless your souls.
Future of the NFL is getting written.
With the first pick.
Right now. The 2026 NFL Draft. Catch Jay Glazer alongside former Falcons GM Terry Fontenot, College Football Hall of Famer LeVar Arrington, and Fox Sports lead college football reporter Jenny Taft.
Hi, this is Jay Glazer.
LeVar Arrington here. Join us for Draft Night Live on Fox Sports Radio.
Listen live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Just search Fox Sports Radio and make it your next preset on the iHeartRadio app.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Home of the world famous game of magnets. This is the news.
Over at chat.thenewsjunkie.com, you can go in there. You can play games, hang out with people, banter, enjoy yourself. It's a fun time. You won't believe all the features in there. It's an old school throwback chat room, and I love it. And I think you will too. Chat.thenewsjunkie.com. We're learning a little bit about Alejandro today. He's hanging out with us here on the show. People are continuing to comment about him in the chat stream as I see things. Alejandro, you said you feel like you come from a family that's maybe a little more famous, classy, Richie, all that stuff.
Yes, that's how I feel. That's how I've always felt.
Yeah, you feel like you've got to be from some sort of almost royalty almost.
Yep.
And you know they say if somebody won the lottery, they're like, I wouldn't tell you, but there would be signs.
Yes.
If you hit it majorly, or C-Lane hit it and left his lottery ticket and you stole it from him and ran out of there, and you hit like a major jackpot, what would be the sign that Alejandro has come into a big, giant tsunami of money?
I would just disappear.
I was going to say,
actually,
you never hear his voice on the radio ever again.
I think I would come back one last time to the morning show in Rumba and say everything I want to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you got on your mind?
Yeah, say everything. I'm not rich yet. But
part of this could be you just buy the radio station so you can say whatever you want. All the rules are out the window. I thought you were going to say get some sort of supercar. Like maybe there's what are you into? You into cigars? You into fine wine?
But I would still disappear because you got to surround yourself with better people.
Oh my God! He doesn't understand how big of a target he's making himself right now. But it's always gonna. I'll try to make myself a bigger target, I guess, around here.
I don't know what the supercar. Don't you have a pretty nice car already? You driving a Tesla still?
No, I got rid of that.
You got rid of it.
But I do. I bought a 1975 Pontiac convertible that I'm working on.
Get out of here!
400 horsepower. Yeah, it's very nice.
That's a real car. Why'd you get rid of the Tesla? You just hated electric vehicles?
It's not good for long distance, man, and I drive a lot. You know, when it says 252, the battery, if you're in the turnpike, then that's only 100 miles.
It's so crazy that the company has not put in any electric vehicle charging stations. You know, like a lot of companies would do that for a person.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
we have an AC system that sounds like it's building electric cars on the roof.
Yes. Can I play that? Hold on. Josh won't mind if I play that, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, hold on. You guys.
But here's the thing, Sean. Like the thing that Josh was trying to record for us, and it was the same thing that Angel came in before the show the other day, and he had done his own video, and like it was the same video except it was Angel's voice in the background going, "Hey Frank, this is what's happening," and I don't think it does it justice because Alejandro and I walked out and heard it like live, like the rumbling. I don't think the phone captures it enough, but we can try.
Let me see. All right, hold on. I'll pump it up here. Josh Fowler. People mostly know him for being Pallet Man's neighbor. That's mostly what he's known for.
These days.
Yeah, these days they call him the neighbor of Pallet Man. But Josh Fowler went to the radio station iHeart on Sunday, and he says to Sealand and I in a group text, he goes, "Hey, there's something wrong with the air conditioning here. It's making some noise." And then he sends over a video, and I go, "You undersold the making some noise part of what's happening at iHeart. Is it still doing this or no?"
On and off.
I feel like you'll be able to hear this in the microphones, for God's sake.
I don't hear it in here.
Here it is. Ready? This is actual audio of the air conditioner when in operation at iHeartRadio. It sounds like you're in the New York City subway.
Kind of.
And a subway train has just gone by. It's rattling, it's shaking, it's making all of the wrong noises. That can't be good. I don't know what's happening in there. I don't know if it transmits, though. It's more of a pressure almost.
I will say it's more accurate when I have headphones on listening to this.
It's like a rumble, man. It's unbelievable. I don't know what they're doing over there.
It's only on this side of the building, though. It doesn't do it on everywhere.
Well, it feels targeted then, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't noticed until today.
Yeah, they don't do on Roomba side. There's like nice ice cold AC just cascading down. You guys got a nicer studio too, don't you?
No, nicer than this one.
Your flattery will get you nowhere here. You guys got a nice
if you look, C-Lane's in a broom closet, Alejandro. Have you seen?
Yeah, I don't get the division here, but
I like it here. Right, this is my spot. You know.
So, just for those of you who are new to the show, Alejandro's in the bigger studio with the control room, and C-Lane's in he's got his own special studio behind Alejandro. He's waving there in the background. It's just like it's a broom closet with a window on the side. That's what they gave us over here. And meanwhile, they've moved the station around eight times around the building. I'm exaggerating, but not by much.
Ours has only been 2 or 3, just because they moved us into this room to build the new one, and then they moved this back into this room when they said, we're splitting the new one into 2, maybe even 3 stations, and you're out. Goodbye.
We're like the guy from Office Space. Was it Milton?
Milton.
Yeah. Where they keep moving him around. They keep moving him further away. He knows it's a sign something bad's happening out there.
It's a weird setup, though. I feel like I'm doing something wrong because try to have a conversation with somebody directly behind you.
Yeah.
You know,
is there anybody
you can't turn around.
Is there anybody in the studio in front of you, like getting ready for the next show?
Jimmy was there earlier.
Yeah, so you got people in front of you getting ready for the next show, and
but
people
I'm talking
behind
to
you.
Celia,
Yeah. Speaking to you behind your head is a strange thing. Let's see what we got here. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Mike says the best zoos and animals are accredited by the AZA, the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. All right. Certain conditions must be attained to get this certification. It's the gold standard for facilities that take the best care of their animals. The Dreher Park Zoo in Palm Beach County is a member now. That zoo has certainly come a long way from its humble origins. Thank you for that. Kara says, at least in the local district that I used to work in, the cameras in the class thing could never pass because teacher unions would not go for it. Really? Teacher unions would be against it? I would think they would almost want the cameras in the classroom.
Is there that much that they're doing when there's no students in the classroom that they need their privacy, or is there are there teaching methods that progressive that they're worried about pushback from with proof?
I don't know. Honest to God, I would think that you would be like a cop on this. Like, I would think a good sign is a cop going, hell yeah, I want body cams. So when somebody starts lying about something they said I did, then I can go look at the footage. Let's look at the body cam. I would think teachers would be the same way, but he's saying, no, the teacher unions wouldn't go for it. Even in COVID, they weren't happy that people could pop in and see what they were teaching on their stream. And that'll do it for now. When we come back,
I think they just don't like being watched. Like whenever the teacher would have have their auditor in, and they would just be like, they set up a little folding chair in the back corner of the room and take notes like that.
Yeah,
you'd never want that visual reminder there. You could get used to a camera, but at least the in classroom person was probably always super distracting. And you might have even noticed your teacher putting it on a little bit when that person was there.
Yeah, like, kids, I'm really just worried about your futures. Just over the top. I get it. Our final dispatch, your stories that didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Classic Alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
Down the belly face down on the mattress.
Real Music Weekends are Classic Alternative.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Happy Wednesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be expecting another gorgeous day. We'll see lighter winds, dry conditions, and a partly to mostly sunny sky. Temperatures today will be still below average with a high of only around 80 degrees in Orlando. Our typical high is closer to about 84 to 85. We need the rain, but we're looking mostly dry with only a slim chance of an isolated shower or two possible towards the end of this week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Pro-Life Across America.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
Folks, it's getting hot out there. I saw on my dashboard, I think 93 degrees or something the other day, and 94 kicking up there a little bit inside your car. Your AC in your house has to keep you cool, and it's working overtime. So if something goes wrong, just call Mills Air. Do not panic. Do not freak out. Do not do that auga thing that happens on cartoons when crazy stuff occurs. Just stay cool with Mills Air. They are a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. That means they can get you up to $1,275 in rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call today. Here's the phone number, 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
Here's a question. How many brokers does it take to insure your business? If you're like most business owners, the answer is way too many. Multiple policies, multiple applications, and no clear view of how it all fits together. And when questions come up, it's not easy to get the clarity you need. Supersure changes that. One broker for all your business insurance, backed by the team that works for you year-round, not just for renewal. And if you've ever stared at a policy just wondering what it actually covers, Supersure has a fine print fax tool that translates the legal jargon into plain English so you can understand it. And now you know what's covered and what's not. Right now, you can go to supershore.com and get a full report on your current policies with no obligation. Find out if you're overinsured, underinsured, or somewhere in between. Go to supershore.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Go to supershore.com. That's supershore.com.
Paid for by Supershore Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agent.
Hello, time to rate the show. Rate the show out of 10. 10 out of 10 is a winner, a real hit, a real amazing performance. 1 out of 10 is not that great. It's just bad. We don't talk about it. rate the show out of 10 as we get ready to wrap everything up today. I think Alejandro did a great job. I think he was amazing. 9 out of 10 Augas. 8 unexpected finger foods out of 10. All right. Liked him? Yeah, he's good. He's good. Here's that commercial again. Skull Mike is definitely louder. We're not. Come on, guys. Come on. This show is over. 10 nerds on a stream out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 apologies out of 10. It was great. Thank you, Alejandro. 10 out of 10 exploding wheelchairs. Forgot about the exploding wheelchairs. That's true. Stand by. Oh, thank you. Chatter of the day is Darth. Happy birthday. Chatter of the day, Darth. 9 out of 10 audio complaints. All right, now that the show is wrapping up, we have a couple of minutes here before we come back with all the final stuff. All trolling aside, is there any problem with the actual audio? You're saying I'm not joking. Well, what do you mean you're not joking? What? I listened back to YouTube and the volume is normal. Do you mean on the YouTube stream? Do you mean on the iHeart stream? Do you mean on the radio? Do you mean on... What do you mean? What is low? All good on the Switch front. Happy birthday, Darth. On app, whole show. On the iHeart app? On the iHeart app? YouTube stream sounds fine to me. I don't know what's going on there. That's weird. Thank you, Steph. Not enough airplane talk? Sounds like you say school mic instead of skull mic. It's skull mic. Skull. Skull, as in a human skull. All right, that's it, folks. Thank you for hanging out today. We're back tomorrow with more surprises and surprise guests. A long 4Z ride, plus the return of Fritz on the street. All right, here we go.
Patriot Supply comes in. They're America's #1 most trusted resource for survival food, solar power, water filtration systems, and more. Go to preparewithamerica.com to unlock a special offer that'll help you get ready for whatever comes our way. Go to preparewithamerica.com to see the special offer right now. That's preparewithamerica.com.
True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
If you want to buy or sell your home quickly, call Nick Lee. Download a free home buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock. This is...
And today, we're going to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. Couple of things on the way out. First things first. C-Lane has assured me we have a long segment out of this here. No. I want to say big thank you to Alejandro for joining us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate
I would say
you.
anytime, but not anytime, but I'll swing by more often.
What are we looking at? How close to any time are we looking at here? Like once a year is
no. You know, I visit. I listen to you guys when I was gonna boycott the show, like I said last Wednesday, but then Silly texted me. I'm like, okay, I'll go hang out. I'll go hang out with the guys.
I guess I'll have to text everybody.
I was in the middle of like ranting at my wife, like, can you believe this company did this again? They did it to me last year.
Yeah. That's right. They fired you and then brought you back, right?
Yeah. I'm like, I wish they'd call me. I'm not going to help anybody this time because you got to show them a lesson. Then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, I'm going to be gone next Wednesday. I got to go help the guys out.
We appreciate you. You're fantastic. The folks love you. The listeners love you. So it's good to have you on. All right, let's see here. On the way out, since Elaine says I don't have so much time, we'll have to skip right to the end. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026. Here goes nothing. Today I learned this rock band right here.
Rolling Stones?
Rolling Stones, yes. Rolling Stones. Could have queued it up more, probably.
This
Brian
is one of the
Jones.
songs that Susan Boyle used to annoy her neighbors with.
It probably is.
No, it 100% is, yeah.
So she used to just sing this all day long.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get annoyed. Yes, I would. Yeah, I would. Brian Jones, the founder of the Rolling Stones, had already fathered 7 children with 7 different women by the time of his death at the age of 27 in 1969.
Player.
That's what he was up to. I'm sure some people have beat him since that. I'm sure better numbers have been put up, as you might say. But
even more rock
congratulations.
stars.
Yeah, right. All right, that's it. Let's move over to the last one. Here we go. Today I learned this band right here. They're having a little bit of a resurgence because of a viral video.
I gotta whisper because I can't
Hinder is correct. I saw the lead singer made a video and he goes, 20-something years ago, I sang this song, and now I'm doing Lips of an Angel again. And he recorded himself, and he's still drilling it, man. Still pretty impressive. The band Hinder became famous after participating in a radio contest called March Bandness, styled after March Madness, and they won, and they got famous on the backs of it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Miss the show? Get the podcast over at the News